Hello, and welcome to ADHD&D. ADHD&D is a series of campaigns run by me and my friends. During these sessions, we mostly just hang out, eat food, and try to play D&D without getting too distracted. Please keep in mind that none of us are professionals in any way, shape, or form, and will make about a million mistakes. But if for whatever reason you actually enjoy our content, please like and subscribe. The following video is made for entertainment purposes only and may contain swearing, jokes of sexual, racial, or dad-like nature, and a lot of laughing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Alright, welcome back, everyone. Hey! We're starting! Boys and ladies. Most of you ladies. Anyway,
Except that one guy.
Except for that one guy. So it's been a while since we've actually played. Obviously, it's been like 2 months. The video will not reflect that since I will try to edit it and post this as soon as possible. But anyway, where we last left off, you had just defeated the goblin boss in a rather unexpected and comedic way as he continued to slip in grease. And it basically became, like a grease bikini wrestling match with a goblin boss and a very, very large monkey.
That's a large monkey and a greased up goblin.
Wow!
A greased up monkey and a greased up goblin.
Yeah.
We can make a party out of this.
Anyway,
the grease monkeys.
and then you obviously the chest appeared and you opened it and received the mithril chainmail. You guys are welcome to exit out the portal whenever you wish, but you are also welcome to explore.
God damn it!
I
punch Vital.
What?
Because I feel like we're successful and I want to punch him. Woo! Let's go!
So you're still in large monkey.
He's still
form now.
large monkey.
No, we're
in
I know. So we're into the combat, but you haven't specifically transformed.
It's literally
So
as we end.
Okay, you're still.
So you're still a large monkey right now. Do you still want to punch him?
This is not with the intent to harm. This is just with the intent of celebrating.
Oh, so do you?
Way to go, champ!
Right across the face.
Roll damage.
Just a good old way to go.
If you're not trying to do damage, you don't have to roll to hit.
Huh?
It depends on if he's like pulling you good.
Just do the full force, like ham whammer.
Like
full
Ryan-
force?
Like
Full
Ryan
force.
White. Like,
Alright,
Because there's no other way men do it.
Alright,
Well,
go fucking ham. This is
I
for
also
damage.
think it would be funny because you're still in a large monkey form, and so he's like, oh, he can totally take this, so he like hits you harder than intended.
Yeah.
Roll for attack.
Make it reckless.
Question.
12?
Obviously, your AC is high, his AC is higher as well.
Yeah.
So basically, you go to punch him, and your fist just slicks off of his greasy fur, and you just like.
So, as soon as Savraz, goes to punch, slips off. As soon as Savraz's arm slips off, Savraz just kind of starts quasi-convulsing, like getting flashbacks to the road.
It's so moist.
Savraz starts getting flashbacks to the road and starts booking it for the exit. Like, he's just fucking done. He is no longer happy.
Fair
Things have gone poorly. He is leaving.
Yeah. So you very easily exit the dungeon.
First,
Yeah.
can Vital please take off the armor so that way the pebble isn't in his back?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So you're really confused, and then you go back to your normal form, and you're wiping the grease off, and then Cody is just as he's walking up, he snaps his fingers, and the grease disappears. Is that the spell?
I'm no longer
Savraz, your fist is no longer greasy.
As you're running away, it's just.
So I am halfway to the entrance, to the exit.
Yeah.
Arm is no longer greasy. Pauses. Brain's not caught up yet.
Yeah.
Just looks at arm, no longer greasy, and then it just stops.
Okay.
Like brain has not caught up to body.
Fair enough. As a barbarian does. So you can very easily take the time to get that. I'm very happy that you remember that was a thing because I completely forgot about it. But you can very easily get the pedal out of your armor.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Of course.
What other characters speak Celestial and Infernal?
I have no idea.
Oh, you speak Infernal?
Yeah, me.
Yeah, here.
Yamani.
No, but
Vile speaks Infernal?
Oh, do you really?
Celestial?
Yeah.
I speak Celestial and Infernal.
I don't. No, it made no sense for you. I was like,
I just want to make sure so that way I can pick and choose which one.
I just didn't really. I didn't realize you knew those.
I got linguist.
Oh, that's right, you did. Yeah.
he's a smart boy.
He's a noodle! So I guess I want to
Fine.
remind me, did we knock out the goblin?
Yes.
Yes.
Internet?
So the goblin is
Oh, he's only knocked out, yeah.
like unconscious. Yes.
And did we tie him up after that?
Yes.
Okay.
So I guess that is why the dungeon was successfully cleared.
Yeah,
Why
I
we're
just
not-
want to make sure that we actually
Yes.
tied him up and everything so he's not going to just wake up and be like, ah!
Yeah, essentially you cleared like the hidden
hour.
scenario.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, KODY.
So I guess I go explore his chamber.
Okay. So you enter the chamber, and it's like surprisingly basic for the boss of this dungeon. He has a very simple wooden table with a wooden chair, with like what looks to be very little cushion support, which might be why he was such a pussy dude, and why he was probably so short.
And one of the legs of the chair is broken off and we stuck up his ass.
You would think so. But no, they're all intact. They're fairly crude though. And in the corners are two large statues in the shape of the goblin.
Oh, okay.
You can tell he liked himself a lot.
You can see that, yeah.
Could it be me?
Yes.
So also, how tall is the like doors? Are they like goblin size?
No,
or are they like normal doors?
they're normal doors.
Okay, so I still have to duck again.
Yes.
Alright, so yeah, he follows along. He's like, nope.
Yep.
And he's like, so if you pique your interest?
You want to make an investigation check?
For sure, yeah.
And I'll assist him.
Alright.
So you have advantage and I don't think I have proficiency in.
Did you say I have advantage?
Give me 1 second. We make sure everything has proficiency.
That was a 4.
No, that's weird.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember much of last session.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, he doesn't have.
It was pretty much it was all combat and
No
with you killing with
No
defeating
advantage,
the
but
goblin.
you get a D10
Yeah.
and I'll roll myself to, for my own check. So you get a D10.
Okay, I got it. Okay.
I'll use my bonus action because I can't use my action. But I'll make my own check.
So
I got
6
4
plus
6. 9 total.
9. So you look around and you don't really see anything like that particularly piques your interest. The statues are crude and like they seem to be made out of like the ore. Like they didn't really have a lot of things to carve it out of. So you know.
Sabrez's brain is done. We called up and he now starts wandering back down to where everybody else is.
He's just
Okay.
like,
Final punch is Sabras.
I'm not down there yet, you twat!
You're in the same room.
Within 30 seconds.
No, I'd already gone up a level.
That's why I say.
Oh, you went-
That's why I say
oh.
he like he's leaving.
going
The exit. Sorry, no. The exit is in the same room with
Yeah.
that you were in.
Oh,
Like
is it?
where the chest
You
was
don't
is
have
where
to
the
go all the way
portal
back down.
was.
Oh, we can't go back down after we've
You can't.
gone.
Oh, you can't
Maybe
go back
up.
up.
Yeah, at least not right now. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
essentially, once you exit, the dungeon becomes an actual mine.
Yeah.
I misunderstood how it was laid out.
Yeah, no problem.
It's all good. Natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay. So you look around
That's what.
and you notice that they were very particular on the goblin's genitals on the statue. Like if you look underneath like his little like leather skirt,
Oh my.
it is like very detailed in a very weird way for them to make a statue.
Yeah. So. Sort of.
Other than that, there's really nothing special about this room.
Okay, I'm just like, so weird thing. You really got intricate on this guy's testes, man. It's really weird. What the fuck are you talking about?
I wonder if it's
The
accurate.
statue. I mean, I don't know why.
I'm not
I just
What
saw it.
languages do our Lazarians speak again?
You gonna ask him?
Alright.
He is on you on that.
Yeah, so
Savraz is now back in the
Got a line answer. Yeah. Well, sorry. At the end of the last
Can you
session,
speak
the pit
Celestial or-
rose up, and that's where the chest
He's
was.
like, no, I don't know.
And that is where the portal is.
Alright,
Is where that pit was.
Savraz is now kind of standing in the corner.
Okay.
You're just kind of watching, seeing what happens.
Yeah, you're just relaxing after several heavier combats.
Try
Because
to
you have to keep in mind, this is within the, like the course of like maybe at most like between the walking between levels and like that kind of stuff and looking around. It's only been like no, it's more like 2 hours or something. Like between the moving up and down or the moving down and the looking at things. Yeah.
Savraz is standing in a corner, out of sight of Cody.
Fair enough.
Because now Savraz knows
Yeah, he understands.
why Cody is afraid, and is intentionally trying to stay out of Cody's vision.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So Cody is just kind of like generally like he's very vaguely near the portal, like kind of like looking at you guys while you're looking through the boss room, and he's kind of just like tapping his feet, just kind of standing there.
Yeah, just patiently waiting.
Yep. Anything else? Oh, do you punch Sabra? Do you actually like try to punch him?
No.
Okay. Do you let him punch
Hey,
you?
yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you want damage to be done?
Yes.
Roll for damage.
Cool. Let's do
Alright, motherfucker.
Oh, you're not rolling for them.
Oh, sorry. No, that's not.
In fact,
You hit.
hits anyway.
No matter what you hit. I mean, I guess you could roll for crit.
He's letting you.
He's letting you auto hit.
So we just.
So you, it would be. Oh,
strike.
it would
I don't-
actually.
I don't
It would just
believe-
be your strength plus
Yeah,
your.
unless he was in
fight.
his big form. So
No, he became normal size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just plus three. So plus three.
So 1 plus
One
your strength.
plus
mod.
Oh, so four. 4 damage.
So you take 4, and you're not raging anymore. So you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage. As Vital comes over and kind of just gives you a nice heavy thunk to your arm.
I think before the vital hit Savraz, Brandon's calling Savraz over to the statue.
Okay.
So, did you say Savraz's name before he got punched?
So it would literally be like, hey, Sabra,
As he's like
and you're walking over, Vital comes over, it's like, thunk, like just dead arm.
Slithers by.
And now Savraz is
And you
completely
see,
distracted.
and you see Sabras, like you see, or Sabras, you see Vital coming over, and you see him kind of like raise his arm, and you're like, okay, he's just gonna do what I did, and he does, but he actually is.
So he's.
It's there's a little bam. It's up. What?
So Savraz recoils a little bit, glares at Vital, nods his head, and then continues towards Gordon again.
Man, the brotherly love between you guys. It's just
If we were outside, I was throwing his monkey ass.
Yeah, he wouldn't do shit anyways.
so damn.
Oh, just like realistically.
I'm glad this is out of character, just Savraz would just start beating the shit out of him.
You would try to just go.
So yeah, Sabras, you make your way to the, I assume the Goblin boss room. Yeah. You make your way to
out
him.
of the statues.
And
He's got testicles.
why are you fondling the statue's testicles?
It's weird. I don't know.
You're weird!
You
Stop
notice that
touching!
you notice that the testicles in particular are actually solid metal and not actually like ore.
Yeah, it's like.
Like, they seem like they
Why are
placed
they
them there instead of
Why are
carbon.
they
Brandon's
metal?
just like off to the side, just like
This was
is
crafted.
very masterfully made.
Well, and yeah,
This is
well, Arden's arm is
well-crafted.
up the skirt.
Like, I'm feeling this.
So,
Lisa.
his arm's up his skirt, you're admiring how well they're built, and Savraz is just like, what the fuck?
I mean, granted, the statues are rather impressive compared, like, for goblins in a dungeon. Although, one thing you have to note, these statues are completely different than the statues that were on the second floor. Like, the craftsmanship is severely worse.
How heavy are they?
Like, fairly heavy, they're very large statues. And they're kind of carved into the stone, like, into the ore. So, you're welcome to try to break it and take it with you, but...
Oh no, my thought wasn't taking it with me, my thought was moving it to see if there's something underneath.
Oh,
But if
yeah, no, they're in the ground.
okay, never mind.
Yeah, no.
While this is all going on, I'm just gonna
Yeah,
You guys-
start talking to the guy.
Imagine the
I
testes
moved
are
all the
like on the
furniture,
jury.
making sure there's nothing hidden.
As far as you can
Like a
tell, there's
rug.
nothing there.
I think a rug of sorts.
Oh, underneath the ground, you find a rug. And
Throw it in
from the looks of it, every goblin in this dungeon uses this rug.
There's no woman.
I throw Vital into the rug.
Lean onto.
No, the rug is actually a portal to the cum dimension.
To the rug. Oh, yeah.
It's the used rug dimension.
Wait, what are you doing? What are you doing?
It's like
Wait,
pockets.
It's a gateway to the other.
It's just wall to wall used rugs. And then you see the bear rug, you're like, oh my god. It's like the center.
There it is.
I remember the person I was 5 seconds ago.
Okay.
I'm now changed, man.
Yeah. So there's nothing else really that we find in this.
I'm gonna go drown myself in the ocean now.
It's all calm.
Anyway, yes.
No.
So you guys are all
nothing
leaving?
else. I think we're good unless someone else has something.
Okay. So you leave first, and so as you exit the dungeon, you find that you're actually at the exact same entrance where you entered. And you see that there are two individuals there that are kind of, like, they seem like they're vaguely standing guard, but they're pretty much just miners. They're just people with pickaxes.
Yeah.
So you can either make the assumption that they're guarding it or just waiting to see if like they can go back to mining. And you come out and they're kind of like surprised, and you're not entirely sure why.
So I guess I go up to them and I say, alright guys, well, just go on in. It's taken care of. The boss has been taken care of. He's knocked out and tied up. I'm gonna go talk to you guys' boss and get this whole thing finished.
They kind of like look at each other, and they kind of like look up at the sky, like to see what kind of like time of day it is. And it's only been like 2.5 hours since we entered, and they're like, you can definitely see that they're very visibly like what, like they're very surprised. But either way, you move on past their surprisedness because you have a mission. You're going to go talk to the portal, essentially.
All right.
And the rest of you exit, and they don't directly speak to any of you. They kind of just like murmur amongst themselves, like, holy shit, like, wow, that was fast.
Yeah, that was quick.
And none of them are injured.
Same day delivery.
Oh my, what's
Same
They think I'm famous.
Yeah. So you.
Once we're outside, I feel violent.
What?
I think that the guy.
I'm looking for that right now.
Just gonna fight the entire session, dude.
Probably.
Just the
I
biggest.
think that's
I just
all I
gave him
did.
advantage just to grab it.
Uh,
It's the entire
His
session.
name is Franklin Farley.
Listen,
I was
serious,
roll,
but
I
it's
throw
not
mine.
violent. They can do whatever they want.
He was serious, by the way. He throws vital.
Do you let it happen?
Yes.
Okay.
He
So
knows.
no athletics check needed for grapple. Make it just a general strength check.
Yeah, far.
Let's go for that.
That's pretty.
Farley.
14.
14. So as you exit the dungeon, Vital, you're pretty used to it at this point. You feel a very familiar grasp at the borders of your armor as you feel yourself being lifted off the ground, and you're like, God damn it, Savraz. And then you get flung like 10 feet.
The
they
only
can take-
thing that I pictured in my head was that one scene from the Titanic where like they're just holding.
Yeah, he just like picks you up.
Savraz is like,
And I like to think that like he essentially just picks you up and you're like, whoa, what the fuck? Then he like lifts you and just No, I imagine it more like picking up like a cat or like a drunk guy. Like you grab it by like the scruff and he grabs you like by the bottom of the armor and just like a sack of potatoes.
I was gonna say, I thought it was just.
And make a general dexterity check.
Do what?
To see, see how you like land this.
This one.
So D20 plus your dex.
All this all goes down
No,
when
it's
he
a-
goes to Rowan on the
fine.
Speaks of Infernal.
Yeah, that's fine. So 17.
17. So as you feel yourself being lifted, and then you like obviously you see yourself being thrown, and you're like expecting this almost. You already know what you're gonna do. You just tuck and roll right into the throw and land right back up on your feet, and you kind of like turn and look to Savraz like
yeah, that's right.
like a look of
I see
smugness, like thanks for moving me 10 feet, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
I throw up ambulances on armor.
okay.
I'm going to kill you.
Make it
I don't
make like
think
a ranged attack roll. So it's a D20 plus your
Like I said, I gave up.
Dexterity.
They're just
Okay.
different enough. It's like I
I got it.
Oh, that's really good.
18.
Damn, 18. Wait, what's your...
19.
Oh,
Yeah, hit
basically,
that
like,
proficiency.
you should hit it right off the rim of his armor. And you see him, like, as like, it hits the rim and he smacks it away. It's like,
You said
motherfucker.
throw the speech infernal, right?
You don't know how hard that's to deal with.
Sorry, so what's... pause on your guys' interaction. What are you doing again?
Bergen walks up to Rowan and says, Rowan, skinja non stanno litigando di nuovo. Speaking in Infernal, saying Rowan, the monkey, and the dwarf are arguing again.
It's funny, you guys have never discussed what languages you know. So you guys just say this thing at Rowan, and Rowan actually understands. Like, you just, like, Rowan just, like, because you guys are walking towards, like, the foreman's office, and Bernigan comes up right behind you, and essentially just, like, and says the words.
Yeah.
And you,
I didn't want those two to understand me, so I just threw a Hail Mary.
He would understand.
I might be walking up behind and hear this. I'm just like,
I say back.
I
Yeah.
don't even know what that means.
That always happens, but like I say,
Yeah, in the future, you also don't actually have to speak the thing. You just say, I say this in
This
language.
language.
I feel it's more genuine.
No, I know, but
It's good
as the
roleplay.
DM, I don't know that shit. I don't fucking know Infernal off the top of my fucking skull.
I was gonna say,
Like,
you can do it
It's not
like
genuine
before
Infernal,
it
I'm
is.
making it up.
oh, you're speaking Italian. Yes, but I don't know Italian either. Like, I'm like,
He can say it like
Dude, I
that,
took
but
high
make sure
school
like he does
Spanish.
the second part as well.
like,
I think that's fair.
that's it.
Fair.
And
I say
I
the
know
initial
some,
and then say
and
the
then I know some
translation.
basic Russian.
That way it's
like,
good role play aspect. You know what I mean?
I know more German than I do Spanish.
No,
I really good role
because-
play.
I know
it's not
German,
about
but
just
not a
everything.
Yeah.
I'm not about to Google translate anything. I
The
try.
reason why I have the translator is so that way I can like tell you what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, for sure. I totally no issues with it. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But like just for future reference for everyone else, if you want to speak another language, just say I say this in blank.
Especially
And then you say
and
then you say the sentence. And you're welcome to do that too. You're welcome to go, yeah, because they do that in a bunch of other things. So, yeah.
Just speaks abyssal. It's this god which by the way does speak.
Speeding puppies.
I speak husband. Oh, okay. I'm gonna speak to you in monkey. Which Vital said, "Come here, ball grubber." Come here, ball grubber.
He said ball rubber.
Ball grubber.
Anyway, so are you both going into the foreman's office?
I know I am.
Yeah, he is. I'm asking you for.
No, he just
I'll
wants to see
follow
how this plays out.
Oh, fair enough.
He just felt like he should
He's gonna
let
keep an eye
Rowan
on the
know.
children.
Makes sense.
I even say that to him. I said,
Orange is behind him all with some bandages.
I'll say it to him.
You talk to him
I'll be like,
he was walking away and
keep an eye on the kids, will ya? And
Vital demands Arnon
Okay.
come over near the whole scuffle.
As soon as the scuffle's done, Savras is like, I'm satisfied, and walks toward Bernigan.
Okay.
yeah, I
So-
I turn around like
Pause on those interactions. Let's do the foreman thing real fast. Okay, so you walk into the foreman's office, and he appears to be just sitting at a desk doing some general paperwork. He looks up, and like when he looks up, he's like expecting like one of his like minors, and then you see a very visible shock on his face as you walk in, and he's like, "Oh, it didn't go so well, did it?"
What are you talking about, man? We're done already.
what?
He looks at like a timepiece that he has. And he's like, oh, a save, very impressive. Did you manage to defeat the boss without killing him?
Yeah, he's tied up. We've got him knocked out, tied up in the corner of his own room.
Excellent, excellent. You see he grabs like a clipboard off the wall. He's like, do you mind giving me a general report of what you found within the dungeon?
I would love to. I don't honestly
No, fair.
know most of it.
So, again, like you don't have to actually describe
I know we found the.
15 copper pieces, 1 monster point.
I guess we got.
That's for him.
Yeah, that's-
There's a lot more monster.
I think that one is.
I didn't keep track of it.
I just got a track of my stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't pick any of it up. I go some stuff, but I didn't pick it up. I'll have to do that.
I know we found a set of armor that we're giving to our barbarian, which is.
But basically, you describe the like as you go first floor, what you found. You're like, yes, okay, general, yeah. And then you start to describe the second floor. And as you get to you start to describe the room that you had found that was a whole worked stone with the coffins and the statues.
Yeah.
And he stops. Like, he stops writing. And he looks at you, he's like, statues? And like he starts flipping through his pages. And he's like, on the second floor. Like, he's very confused at this. And he's like, would someone in your party mind take me to this?
I can take you straight to it if you like.
Thank you. That'd be very well. So the foreman and Rowan exit. What do you guys do?
I see. What do we see as we walk out?
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
I see Rowan and the foreman leave the foreman's building. I'm like, oh shit, things are going pear-shaped. I'm just gonna follow along just in case.
Okay. Anything else? That you
Can Vital ride atop his shoulders?
Arnott?
yes.
That's-
You can
Are
ask
you
me.
asking
You
it?
can ask me.
Yeah.
Okay. Dearest Arnold,
Yes.
may I ride upon thine shoulders?
My time mount you, sir.
May I mount you?
Will
You guys like
my
to pauses for a second, just like, you mean just to get on my shoulders, right?
Correct. What did you think I meant?
Samraz is ignoring this whole interaction.
I don't see why not. So I mean,
Vital is atop his shoulders.
And I was leaning down as well.
Grab him by the horns. Hi ho, Silver, and he's
Don't forget-
staring directly at Saprat.
Don't forget.
At Samraz's back, motherfucker. I'm walking towards him.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh no!
Arnott, do you agree to doing this?
It's funny. I
He's
don't
got
see
the
why not.
unicorn
He's
and the
like,
minotaur.
I don't really. He doesn't know why, but he's like, and he has the charger for you.
Okay,
Oh
so
fuck!
He's gonna dash.
so what I'm gonna
He's
need.
just like,
Hold on. So what I'm gonna need is a couple of things.
Okay.
I'm gonna need acrobatics checks from both of you.
Okay.
You to see how well you can balance yourself while having a monkey on you, and you how well you can stay on top of Arn while he leans really far forward.
I have advantage.
I don't know which one's which. I don't
that
know
was the
the
shitty one that looks like.
I have it.
You have proficiency.
This
Yeah.
was the other.
I thought you would
So,
I
Just look at it like you add your proficiency bonus to it, which should already be
I thought
as
it was
it is.
Ricky, but I'm like, what is it?
Because your dex is a plus 5, right?
To your
Yeah.
session.
You should have like plus 7 acrobatics.
So I have +7.
Does it say plus 7 on it?
Well, he has proficiency.
I know this one.
no, it doesn't say.
Oh, you don't make
Well, it
it.
doesn't have to be written down.
Oh, so it would be
It's a little bubble.
it would be your acrobatics plus your proficiency.
Do you see does it have a bubble next to it?
Point
Yeah.
time.
Okay, so then you add 2
is
to
them
your
walking out of the.
Oh, okay.
office and-
So then he's set.
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on. So I'd say the interaction between Rowan and the foreman wouldn't be super long. Like it'd be at most maybe like 15 minutes as he like takes the time to describe
Yeah,
the
describing
first
it.
floor.
Describe it,
You
go
start to
through
describe
it.
the second floor, then you get to that room, and that's when he's like, "Whoa, wait, what?"
Rewind.
Circle back.
Let's hold up.
And then that's when they're exiting. Assuming you guys didn't do that instantaneously, then you'd be coming out right like after you get on top of his shoulders. And so
So we come out to. Fuck is going
you just basically
You look over, you see this,
yeah,
and it's
you-
like, oh shit.
Also, how do you get on his shoulders? Like from the back, from the front?
Yeah,
Do you like climb? Or do you just like leap onto
Yeah,
his shoulder?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I assumed I was gonna lean down because I'm tall and let it like go back off.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So basically, you guys walk out as you see
It's a
him
chicken
like
fight,
leaping
you know?
onto his
Chicken
shoulders.
fight
I
style.
just put my head in the
Yeah.
like, so like Bergen heard the door, then leaving, just looks over, it's just like, oh, okay.
Looks back over.
Looks back
over.
Oh, near
Okay, and the best part is, you two and the foreman see what's happening. They're like, ah, fuck. I don't know what's happening. I see your reactions. I'm like,
Wait,
how can this go badly?
sorry, not Omerla, it's, oh god.
So
Oh, fuck.
Samraz is just slithering towards Rowan.
Yeah.
And is like, and just sees the reactions from the two of you. It's like, fuck. Oh no.
Anyway, dexterity checks.
It's just like ringing.
So yeah, D20 plus.
What am I doing?
Oh, acrobatics. Sorry,
I'm
acrobatics.
making an acrobatics check as well.
Both of you, yeah. Essentially, you see how well you can bounce yourself with someone on your shoulders.
Oh no.
Did you get it? Even plus.
Nat one.
Oh, okay. CJ, what did you get?
Oh
Yeah, roll anyway.
Roll anyway.
Oh!
8.
Double
Oh.
that one!
No, mine's a 7. But I
That's a
plus
7?
1.
He just has a plus one.
Oh, that looks like a
Okay.
So he has a plus one.
I have a plus 7. I rolled 1, he rolled 7. That's
Oh
so
my
funny.
god.
both have
Here's the
an
thing. Here's the thing.
Roll
I can
a 2,
only see this
please.
going one way.
Please.
CJ, please roll for damage.
Oh
No, don't do conclusions until I explain. CJ,
Oh,
roll for
no.
damage. I'm guessing you can see how this
My
goes.
normal gold damage?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, that's pretty good.
Pretty good as in
Hey.
lots and pretty good as in low.
Roll to see
Oh,
whether or
pretty
not
good
you
in
like
high.
it.
Oh, okay.
So that's 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay, so here's the following things that happen. Savraz, you see none of this. You only hear it. The rest of you three see this unfold in like frame by frame fashion.
Wait, 4. So where's Cody?
Oh, sorry. Cody is
Christ.
like, yeah, Cody's pretty much just been hanging out towards the back. Toward, like,
probably would have come in with me, yeah.
oh yeah, well,
He would probably be.
Either way, he sees it.
he'd probably be next to like Bernigan in
He's
that
hanging
general
around
vicinity.
observing.
So,
He's like an
Cody,
observer.
Bernigan, Rowan, and the foreman see what's happening.
Yes.
I'm walking towards them. I'm like,
You have
I am
no
not
idea.
looking.
Hear the
I am
chain
not
rustling
looking.
and like the monkey man on.
I hear shenanigans. I'm like, nope.
I don't want
So
to.
basically, frame by frame, what happens is you dip forward to begin your charge because you're like, you know what, this is fun, a little bit party antics, why not? And so you begin to lean forward and you take a couple of steps, and
go wrong.
then all of a sudden you just like you lean a little too far forward,
It's
and Vital, this lurch you just weren't expecting it. Like you expected Arn to be way more like control of himself for some reason, and so you weren't even actually like holding on very hard. And you just tip right over his head, like over his horns.
Oh shit.
And then he essentially just pile drives you, horns first, into the ground. As you take the, what was it, 9 points?
of
As you
piercing
take
damage.
9 points of piercing damage.
Ouch.
To like the general like chest area.
Torso.
Oh.
Luckily you also hit the horn though, so she didn't roll for healing.
Yeah, I was just like, oh shit.
So
Wait,
do I
wait.
hear excruciating monkey noises?
Basically, yeah. Basically, what you hear is the and then like as you just like, and then a very heavy thud on the ground.
Savraz doesn't. Savraz's face doesn't fucking change. He just keeps walking towards Rowan.
Everyone's seen that like
Fucking
sort of
Looney
movie
Tunes,
scene
dude.
where everyone is just face palming, right?
Oh.
The three Stooges at the
I
end.
got the worst feeling too.
So-
2-1.
Ugh.
So you kind of heal a little bit, but he
fine.
wasn't really like he didn't realize you were gonna take damage. So like
It wasn't
he wasn't putting any like into it.
And your reaction there, so I'm like, oh shit, heal. And it's like, oh, I didn't do much. I have the pinnacle of
Stupidity.
So basically,
Stupidity.
I like to think personally that the foreman sees this and he's like,
How the
you
fuck?
cleared the dungeon, right? Are you sure?
Yeah, just don't ask. They're special.
Wait, hang on. When you say this, are you referring to Savraz as well? Because the foreman only saw their bullshit.
I assume he's just talking
He's
like
referring to
the
that
party.
bullshit that just
Okay, so not Savraz.
He he
Good.
sees the bullshit and is referring to your party.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like, you guys,
And it's like they're
dungeon?
Because here's the thing, not only did you clear the dungeon, you cleared the dungeon in like record time.
Yeah, record time. 2
Because
hours.
most parties take like short rests in between like
Us, we're like,
things. Because most people who come here are like again like level 1s, level 2s type of thing. So like that amount of goblins would normally cause an issue. Like you remember seeing the previous party
Yeah, they were
covered in wounds.
Like, we barely got
Because
to
it didn't help that there's not really a lot of like very good healers that want to become adventurers.
So
But at this point in time,
You guys are like,
why don't you just move that shit?
What?
What's up?
Oh, you can edit those?
Yeah.
What's
Oh, on
looking
D&D
at?
Beyond.
oh my god!
I know!
Oh my
Revolution!
god!
What are you looking at?
I'm
I feel like
moving
the
them.
moment Violet
Oh,
hits
yeah,
the
that's
ground,
Yeah.
and
yes,
just
the
looks
flaming turkey.
over at Rowan is just like,
What did you say?
Sorry.
and,
Hold on a minute, not you.
I'll start from the beginning.
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like Brannigan, as Vital hits the ground and like dust comes up, he just looks back at the foreman and Rowan is just like,
This is the party I'm stuck with. Like, man, I have to raise my status with these guys.
and it's just like sort of trying to like mentally connect with Rowan. It's just like
We
you
just
saw
lock
what I saw.
eyes, yeah, just like
I like to think that you also kind of like just see the bridge of your future like trembling a little bit.
Just like non-silent or like non-verbally communicating to Rowan. It's just like we're not surviving.
I'll end up killing you guys before you leave.
Right?
Oh shit, I missed.
When they do that little non-verbal communication, by that point, I'd say that Stavros is caught up. Turns around and goes, "What the fuck happened in Dwarvish?"
Basically,
Like, Stavros couldn't even control speaking comment. He's just like, "What the
Goes
fuck happened
straight
in
to the
Dwarvish?"
yeah. It's
Yeah,
basically
I
like you turn around and what you see is like Arn. He's already stood up at this point. He's like fuck, and he's going like to heal him, and you just see Vital on the ground like clutching his gut. With, like you see like a little bit of blood around his armor,
Still
and
slightly.
he's just like, ugh,
Wait,
I am the pinnacle.
Wait, fair. I would have killed two cobblers.
yeah. So
You know,
you do not
pretty
speak Dwarvish,
That's
correct?
pretty deep.
No, I only speak Celestial, Common, and Infernal.
Okay,
No,
so
I
you
did-
understood what I said.
I have no clue what. I just was like,
So what is Rowan's reaction to Savras turning around going, "What the fuck?" in Dwarvish?
I probably wouldn't honestly. It wouldn't be much of a reaction. It would just be like, yeah.
See what happens when you turn your back?
Brannigan looks over at Savras, just like,
Anyway,
Hang on, real quick.
yeah.
Bernigan kind of does that motion towards Savras. And I lock eyes with both of them. I'm like, that wasn't me.
Wait, do you lock
That was not me.
Wait, like this.
Oh yeah, one looking at Rowan, one looking at Bernigan. It's like, that wasn't me.
That's terrifying, dude.
this had the right eye is looking to the left, the left side is looking to the right.
Like, I didn't realize you were also part chameleon.
It's just like,
Hey,
But you only got in the eyes.
we didn't specify what breed of lizard.
Considering it was snakes, and also the fact that, to my knowledge, chameleons don't have any kind of like, they wouldn't use chameleons in whatever that was. It was like antidote type of thing for like venom and
oh yeah,
poisons.
that's
So
anti-venom is.
so unless like if it would be for a potion of invisibility, like maybe, but like
That'd be a separate skin facility though.
Yeah, man.
that's a different. That's just a different map.
Yeah.
Anyway, but no, that's just. I feel like it's more just like. What the like you look at both
I
of the
look
guys.
at Bernigan, I look at Ron, and I'm like, that was not me. I had nothing to do with that.
That was all the pinnacle over
It's
there.
okay. You're fine.
That last part was in common, so even the foreman could understand.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Brannigan's like, this was, what are we gonna do?
Anyway, moving on from shenanigans. Vital, you are very easily healed by
I
Arne.
read down my code shit, I'm
And
sorry.
you now have taken note of, okay, hold on tighter next time, and maybe don't do that.
No
I
more.
totally gotta do that again.
That was awesome.
I look at Vital, I said, listen,
That failure was the pinnacle.
no more playing leapfrog with me, alright?
I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it.
No,
You can't leapfrog with
no,
this.
and you're like, wait, no, sorry, no leap monkey.
What, no.
Yeah, he's like on the ground, pretty winded. Because like I like to imagine that it wasn't like he like fell full force onto his back and then got impaled.
Yeah.
Like
So
He gave me back shots!
At this point, Savraz is just kind of following Rowan
Yeah,
Bergen.
so yeah, Rowan and Bergen, you're not really sure why. Like because the foreman seems like he was like, what the fuck to that? But he was like he seemed pretty intent on going back into the dungeon. And like you're not entirely sure why. Mostly because you just weren't in the room. But and Rowan, you're also not like you can tell that
Like, something's concerning
like
you.
clearly like that part isn't normally occurring in the dungeon. Like according to his previous notes, there has never been a room like that in the dungeon. So you easily enter and you easily make your way down to the second floor. And so are you guys following like close behind him or like just like
I'm
Bergen's sort of like right beside Rowan
okay.
and just kind of whispers
So-
in his ear
And no,
Rowan.
your hair's on.
Did you mention the iron testicles?
so
He hasn't gone that far.
yeah. So
No, we stopped.
Bro, it's just like
What?
how I imagine because as far as I understand, those two are still outside.
Yeah.
So as far as I understand it, it's Rowan and Bernigan.
Cody would probably also just stay outside. Just
Okay.
he wouldn't want
I
to go
imagine
outside.
it's 2x2, so Rowan and Bernigan in front,
Yeah.
and then the foreman and me in the second row.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, since you guys are leading it to the thing.
Yes.
I'm just there because things are.
He keeps just like eyeing you like.
Well, yeah. He also has never seen like his. Technically, you're not like you wouldn't be called a snake person. You'd be called a Yanti,
here, alright?
Yeah.
which is a snake
Yankees are
person,
a bit different.
and they're fair. To common knowledge, Yantis are fairly rare. Like
So-
they're not very well found.
But the foreman tried to talk to me at all, or would he just keep kind of glancing over at me?
He's pretty mostly just all about business, but he definitely is like very curious about your form.
Yeah,
Like he's not like
gives you a glance
he's not
or
gonna
two.
be like rude and ass. Like he's like,
He was like, so
race.
what the
Dude,
fuck
there are so
happened
many
here?
different races.
It's
Like
hard to be
So what's your
racist.
problem?
oh, it's easy to be racist when you're a human. But
Humans are.
I feel like
which is
all about
funny
races.
because
Those are the
humans
most
are the
fucking
weirdest
racist.
among all the races because they have nothing.
They're not special.
Yeah.
And
Anyway,
they're also
not.
racist to each other, which is so
I need to stop my own tangent right here. You guys make your way down.
They are the
And
most
he's not specifically asking you anything. If you want to try to talk to him, you're welcome to.
Okay.
But like he doesn't specifically start anything. His goal is to find the anomaly.
By the time we get down to the bottom level,
The second floor.
the second floor, have they caught me up on why we're going back in?
Have you guys? Or
We can have
Rowan,
one.
have you said anything?
Probably not. I'd probably just lead the way like. You know, like.
Like you were tasked to lead him back to that spot.
so Bergen probably informed Savraz.
Well, you also don't. You weren't there, so you don't know either.
Just
So
like, just like
you just start following.
educated guess. Like, it's probably just instructions.
But
Has to see that.
before we get down there,
Oh,
Savraz.
those statues.
Yeah, it's good inside.
Before we get down there, Savraz is
That's not
curious and
right, going
confused.
back
He's
into
like, and Savraz is like, why are we going back down into the dungeon or mine or whatever the fuck this place is?
To the foreman or to just
Just kind of to the
Just say out in general.
It's like,
so
why are we going back
down there?
down? I thought we cleared it.
I would say, yeah, he wanted to see something, so we're showing him.
Then the foreman essentially goes, well, yes, to my knowledge at least, we've never seen any kind of statues or stone rooms within the second floor of the dungeon. Of course, there are the statues with the large metallic balls in the bottom floor. But
So you're aware of the finely carved statues in the
Yeah.
final room.
yes, the vendors who make it there are very clear about it.
What's funny is I probably wouldn't even mention the balls because I didn't actually look at that.
Yes.
I was just like, they started
check out
looking under the
these
skirt and
balls.
everything, and I left.
So you didn't
No,
even really.
Arnon is the only one who looked up the script.
But yeah, no, basically,
I was
he's one-
observing, and I was like, what the fuck?
Dude, he rolled a natural 20. I had to give him something. There was no test in there. So I'm like, fuck it, metallic balls. Anyway,
That was it.
It's
canon
now. Rock
baby.
statues with iron balls. It's gotta be canon now, okay?
Anyway,
That's a whole new meaning to the balls.
15.
I could have given you a chest, but I felt the balls would be funny. That's
It's-
all it was.
It's definitely funnier. I agree.
Anyway,
Stone statues with iron balls.
balls and steel. Anyway,
No, it's slipping.
Oh, that was Lily.
The balls of steel kept
Shield.
making him slip.
Anyway, but he essentially is like, so obviously, since I've never heard of this before, I would like to check it out.
That's fair.
And to be completely honest, sometimes when these dungeons are cleared, some of the monsters continue to spawn.
Yeah.
It's rare, but it
Yeah, it's
happens. We've had a few people be
It's a good
injured
one.
on the job because of this. Anyway, he doesn't say this, but for a general thing, it's because the boss wasn't killed. Essentially,
Yeah, but it's
the
not killed.
boss is alive, so sometimes like more goblins just kind of spawn.
You just gotta reach
But
it.
generally, it's just goblins. Like there aren't really any hobgoblins or bugbears that
Yeah. Yeah.
pretty much. It's just little mobs. So anyway, so you guys make your way down to the second floor. You turn the corner like you did. Rowan and Bernigan, you're at the front, and you notice this like first. This like at the end of the hallway. Just looks like the end of a hallway. You get to the end and you make that that turn where the entrance was, and it's simply a wall of iron ore.
Cody, did I look cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Sheridan says to Rowan,
The pinnacle.
I don't think this was here before.
No, there was a room here before.
So you guys are welcome to make investigation checks, either individually or assisting.
That's all I was like.
So long as one of you has
because he really is the help.
I do not. I'll make a check anyways.
I
Worth
do
the
have
time.
proficiency.
I do not.
15.
15.
Let's see, 13 plus 4.
And then I have to check
Is that the most
Yeah, it's pretty good.
investigation.
I like that.
Yeah.
And it's there's better Mountain Dew, but it's still
It's still not bad.
I drink it.
You got a 4.
Yikes.
I'm so thankful my guys buried me. I didn't like have my balls obliterated.
That's what I thought was gonna happen.
No, seriously.
I thought you were literally gonna get a horn up the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
I was
either that
kinda-
or my balls were just cut off.
I mean, I was kind of thinking about it, but the way I thought about it in a realistic fashion is you didn't fall off of him and then he fell forward. It was you fell almost on top, over him, so it was like your guts over him, as opposed to your ass.
Yeah.
And plus the way that his horns are too is it was literally even if your ass was there, he would hit your legs and your upper torso and not your actual head.
So, totaling 10.
Sorry, what?
Totaling 10 on my investigation.
So 10,
Anything you want to talk about?
17, 15.
Prime.
So you got the highest. So you all are examining this wall, going, "What the fuck? This was clearly a room earlier." And the foreman is kind of really confused. And he's writing some things down,
You gonna be okay?
and he's like, "Well, if it was there, it's not here now." And Rowan. And as far as you can tell, there's no seams in this wall. This has always been an iron ore wall. But off to the corner, something gleaming catches your eye. Bugs. And you go over, and it appears to be a copper piece.
Copper piece.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna fall for that.
I mean, I guess I pick it up.
You pick it up, and it's really odd. You actually recognize this copper piece. This is the copper piece that you tossed into the little pond thing. That was the little water feature that was in the room. And as you flip the coin around, you notice that the imprinting is different. And it has the shape of an eye.
Different than normal period.
Okay. I guess I bring it over to burning it into the corner.
Okay.
And I'm showing this is the coin I threw into a well that was in there. But it's got a different printing on the one side now.
Sabraz, you instantaneously recognize it. You don't really know, but you recognize
You've seen it before.
that is the symbol of the taxi.
It's like, what the fuck? And Cypher's actually does say that.
Okay.
Bargain just
He
looks
commented, by
at
the
me.
way, what kind of tax it is.
He is the god of chaos and destruction.
Okay.
And he is the
Hell
like I
yeah.
said, he is the creator of these dungeons.
Yeah.
Hell
Bernie just looks at Savras, just like,
And Savras is just staring at the coin like, what the fuck? This is getting weird. He doesn't say anything other than what the fuck, but he is intently staring at this motherfucker. It's like,
So can you make a general like what would I have?
History, religion.
I
Arcana.
think make like a insight check.
insight?
Okay. Just get.
Yeah, just get.
7. I can assist.
Oh, actually, sorry.
Well,
Because you don't actually know any actual information about Taxium. You generally do.
Yeah, just
Like, and so it would. I feel like you would actually make the insight check.
yeah, I was gonna
like-
say, I'm like, insight checks are also.
And you would
like,
probably like,
personal.
judging by his reaction, you know, like, do you? I can't remember. Do you guys know that he like kind of like worships Taxium?
I think
you saw
I
the
don't think
thing.
I talked to him about it, so I don't.
yeah, Bernigan knows.
I don't really.
I know
believe
that
know about
you-
it. I know about his, and y'all know about mine, but I don't know about.
I don't remember if you actually told me about it or not. I didn't even notice something.
That was during the weird paranoia thing when I after I beat it.
So you probably didn't.
I knew there was something weird with you,
Yeah.
but once that kind of paranoia went away, my
It was just like,
Savras is just kind of like,
Meh.
you're different, that's why we're all together.
So 14 total.
14. Okay, so generally speaking, like, you have general knowledge about Taxium. Like, from simple research you did as a gamer boy. And you know that Taxium is the god, he's the god of chaos. And he often likes to interfere with mortals. And so you could assume that this, like, little section, like, that was here before, was the interference of a Taxium. Essentially, he recognizes your party as you enter, and essentially just decided to throw it in.
So can I tap on the walls to see if it's hollow?
You can tap on the
It
wall,
is
but it
pretty
appears to be
solid,
solid.
It's
Like
like
solid.
solid now. He is a god, so.
Yeah.
Cool.
And these are his. This
His
essentially you are
domain.
in his domain.
Yeah.
You can literally just go.
So I basically explained to them in performance. Like I think a taxi interfered in this dungeon and gave us this extra burden for something that I couldn't tell you why.
And he's definitely like he gives you kind of like a look of concern
Just like,
at the thought of the god of chaos and destruction being able to actually interfere with these dungeons, since
At
this
will.
like this hasn't really happened
Yeah.
before.
to this one now.
At least no time like any time recently.
Yeah.
Right.
Nothing within written history.
Yes. And so he's like, well, if that's the case, I hope it doesn't happen again. I made more guards. Anyway, well, this is taken care of, so I suppose we should leave so you guys can go and collect your reward.
Bernigan just looks at Savras and says, "El tuo,
Alright, what language are you speaking to?
Infernal. Just out of spite.
To me?
Just to fuck with you. Because he knows you can't understand it.
You're just like,
So,
What you say?
Savras hears that, kind of goes like, really? Picks up a pebble and tosses it at him. Not throwing it,
Yeah.
tossing it, kind of just like a bouncing it off your forehead kind of thing. Yeah, exactly.
Meta play, Bernigan just told Savras, your god is stupid.
damn, that's slander.
You feel eyes on the back of your head.
There's God and stupid in that, but I'm like,
El tuo tío es stupid.
yeah, Dio and stupid.
I understood it was stupid.
Yeah, that's stupid. I'm like, yeah, I have no idea. Savras has no idea what you said.
Man, there's nothing like making fun of the god in this domain.
I know, right? Christ. I just smacked him on the back of that.
Spike grows from the floor and or from the ceiling and drops on you.
So, do you slap him before or after I throw the pebble?
Probably yeah.
Probably before, because it would be as I would hear him say that.
Sure.
And just be like, fucking quit it.
Do you let him smack you?
And then, so,
I feel like you'd be
you get slap and then
Yeah,
a pebble.
it's a playful.
So, Bernigan did it out of smite, or spite.
Smite.
Spite.
My verbal smite! Fuck you!
the rock instantly grows into a boulder, has a taxi, and smites you.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Out of spite
It is a
towards
rock
Savraz,
protection.
not spite of Savraz.
Metal rock.
Just like Birmingham's a little upset because like the hall no longer here.
So you decide to be angry at me. Fuck off.
Because he knows that you worship Taxian, he's just like, your god is stupid. That's what he's saying.
Essentially, yeah, it's literally like your god made us look like liars.
Yeah, right. And just like,
The pages of the story turn.
he's doing this fully conscious of his consequences of going to bite him in the ass, but like out of spite and out of principle, your god is stupid.
So I guess I leave the foreman back out of the dungeon.
Yeah, you guys usually make your way out. Like there's no monsters. You say hi to the little goblin boss who's still like who's somehow still really greasy. But that's just because he was greasy before.
He's just naturally greasy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just as we pass by, bringing in girls.
So I wonder what they're doing.
Get the damn back.
Escape them all.
The goblin speaks in plural back now.
Oh no! Oh no!
Turns out the voice of a taxi has his eyes glowed red.
Christ.
Oh shit!
Again, kidding.
Oh shit!
So we just fucked up.
You guys just fucked up. I know.
I must ask.
Man, nothing like getting the hate of the god of chaos and destruction on your ass.
I know, right?
Bergen was just being
They're
really
probably
catty.
touching balls like
Yeah.
you were. That's good.
Why are you touching balls?
That's weird. It was a stone statue with metal balls. It's
So I guess
very
we exit
strange.
the-
Yeah, you exit the dungeon as they can, as Arnon and Vital are talking about the metal balls of the
Lead
statue.
to like a chest or something, but like, no, I guess not. You are a man, are you not?
Christ.
So
Yes.
I like
Good for you, good for you.
you guys are talking about this, and then you both like kind of like turn, and everyone's at this like entrance of the dungeon, like.
We walked into this conversation at the
no,
wrong time.
okay, so it just goes silent for a few moments.
And the foreman just continues to walk. He's like, he's just like, you can collect your payment at the guild.
I leave. I'm gone.
No,
As we're passing by this conversation.
I'm keeping pace with you.
Yeah.
Like we're just like nope.
So
So fucking done with these people.
as we're walking by, and Vital asks Arnon, "Are you a man or not?" And Arnon just reaches up here. I can see like out the corner of his eye. It's just like,
Yeah, that's my chest. I'm like,
Why did you check that first?
Yeah, see, it's different between pecs and breasts.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
I'm over here like,
I got four son man breasts, so.
yeah, Burgos just like, check.
Got it.
But yeah, and you guys very quickly realize that Savraz, Arnon, and Cody, as he follows, Rowan, sorry, Rowan,
I figured.
as you know, Cody follows Rowan, that they're walking down the hill back to the car.
Well, probably should follow.
Burnigan's with is just like a small pause.
I will like
like,
race over to the group as to escape that awkward conversation.
Anyway, so I assume you guys all make your way down. As you make your way down back to your car, it's like give or take about like 8 o'clock. You know, p.m.
Yeah.
As the sun is like just like getting closer to setting. So you guys, you're welcome to travel through the night, of course, but more likely you just can't.
I mean, how far away is the city we're going to?
It's about like a full day's journey. Like you typically, actually it's like a day and a half. Like you would start your journey, take another long rest, and then then you get there the next day.
you get there and like that.
I'm all for camp.
Camping.
And also in terms of like for your stuff, for like the hunting, the way I'm gonna do it roleplay wise is essentially like you'll roll a survival check. If you roll high enough, you find something, and then I will make a. I don't know what my dice are. No, I can
They said mid-August.
and basically, I will roll a percentile, and like If it rolls below, what would it be again?
Well, the DC is
The DC is the starting DC. No, the starting DC is 8, which would be like 40, right? Percent. Because it'd be 8 times 5. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the DC starts.
I think it's 8. I just can't remember. 8 or 10. But it changed. That was the one you had in the conversation. I should say that for the DC.
DC of 8. Okay. Motherfucker, what did you say? Give me a minute. Oh my god, I'm stealing that.
That picture's mine.
Oh
my
god. Hang on a second.
But anyway, so the initial DC is 8. So I would roll I would roll a D100, and if I get below a 40, you essentially succeed and gain a stat. And this would be about an hour of hunting.
Hang on.
Right?
Hang on. I need to do something.
How do you spell Arnon again?
ARDENAM. I'll double check because I'm just took that shit. Yeah, that's correct.
It has been acquired.
So,
Yeah.
small pause between the
Yeah,
Yeah, that's correct.
Anyways, what's going on again?
So basically, I will roll a D100. If I get below 40, you succeed in taking the stat. And if you fail, you essentially you did an hour of hunting, and you can go hunting again. And I will give you 3 attempts.
Okay.
Basically, if you fail 3 times, you're just gonna have to take the defense.
Okay.
So make your survival check.
Do you need my assistance in hunting?
I do not.
That's my friend.
22! Dick. So you're very easily able to find
Easy
a feature.
cheesy, baby.
Now let's see if you get
You
it.
really can.
Yes. Damn it.
First strike. Fucking hell. Woo!
You gain a +1 to your dex.
Let's go. Nice.
It's a nice change from your strength. Anyway, but yeah, so you succeed on your hunt. Is there anything particular you wish to bring back?
What's it like? It's a half bitten off beer.
So
Small.
Essentially, what do you find? I'll let you
Describe.
I'd say I find a fairly
42.
Out.
Murder.
74. The George Clooney jacket.
I find an adult male deer.
Okay.
It's got 6-point antlers.
Okay.
You know, I eat the back half of it,
Uh-huh.
but I make sure to go by a stream
Yeah.
before going back to the camp to make sure I am completely clean.
Make it
The
just
only parts that are dirty or bloody
yeah.
are my hands because I'm carrying deer.
Okay.
No,
So make a general survival check.
Shut up! I'm trying to listen.
Make a general survival check to see if you can find like an actual stream to watch or something.
Okay. 16.
16. You find a very you find a very small creek that is really running along. It's one of those things. Olympios doesn't really have a lot of rivers, like because it's mostly like a plateau. Like
All I need is a creek. That's all.
so you are able to slash your face off and like get your armor kind of like you know clean for the most part. Your hands are clean, at least until you start carrying.
Remember when we saved the second?
What?
Well, sort of side.
Oh. And you make your way back to camp.
Okay.
I don't even remember seeing.
I arrived back at camp with half a deer.
I like to think that one of the antlers broke off and you're just like munching on,
Yeah.
Like I remember seeing your.
like point by point. When you say 6 point, do you mean like 6 on one or 6 in total?
6 in total.
6
Three
from
on each
the
side.
bottom.
Just check.
Yeah.
So it,
That's how.
antler wise, it is.
It can go both ways depending on where you're at, according to Google. Like, because typically you can either call it a 3-point, like there's 3 on both sides, or 6-point as in total.
Undeclared.
I've always done total. So,
What does that
so that way, if it's got 12 points, 6 on both sides.
Again, it doesn't matter. Fact is, we're all the same page.
Yeah.
So you guys actually see as Sabras comes out of the forest, not covered in blood,
Yeah.
but still having a deer carcass.
Hey, successful much?
Very.
And you,
Well done.
you definitely see Cody. He's definitely like not nearly as terrified as he was. Like, which is funny because you never really noticed how terrified he was. Like,
So I just realized that he's kind of scared, but not out of his mind.
like he's like you can very tell that he's like still trying not to like really make eye contact with you,
One is the actual.
but he's not like frozen in fear.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys, again for the sake of convenience, nothing really happens during the night. You sleep. You do your watches. Is there any kind of role play you guys are wanting to do about the dungeon, like in your shifts, or like you just guys want to roll on? Okay.
By all means.
So,
I guess I'm
Do
preparing.
you want to do this while
so I'm just kind of talking to Rogue as he's preparing for it.
Okay. Yeah. Go right ahead. You go. Everyone else, for the sake of these other ADHD conversations, silence. Yeah.
So, what is different about you? There's something, I won't say wrong, but you're not normal. That sounds really mean, but
Well, I
like you
really
see-
think anybody's.
you seem almost. You don't seem like you have powers. If that would make sense, like
Like
you're
I
not
have powers.
I do.
like
Yeah.
most people. They just go about their lives. They're not terribly special. Like they are normal people. But you seem almost similar to me. Like I have special quirks about me. I have special powers, and you seem like you would have something as well.
Well, I don't think I necessarily have anything too special about me.
We'll start talking because I don't know you terribly well. Now, try.
Well, I mean, I lived a pretty normal life. I grew up blacksmithing. I learned the trade of both blacksmithing and merchants, I guess, from my father, and I learned to cook from my mother. Both of which I'm not actually blood related to at the time.
Adopted?
Yeah, in a way, I was left on a porch, and thusly kind of forced upon them, but adopted.
Well, they didn't kick you out once they saw you, so I'd say adopted.
Yeah. Well, not for, not like I was any, in any way a good child, but, you know.
You were a child. No child is good.
But I don't
I
think
like to
there's
say
anything
but
special about
it's just funny that he says that because he was treated so special as a younger child, but as he like stagnated, he got completely ignored.
You wouldn't know that though.
I know he wouldn't know. It's just a little comment.
That is funny. But yeah, I would just basically say, like, yeah, I don't think that there's anything particularly special about me. You know, I'm just as normal as anybody else. There's nothing. What constitutes to you as normal?
Normal to me would be like before. Like he's just a man, lives day by day, goes to work, nothing special. He has a ordinary, relatively peaceful life. You, me, the rest of our life, we are not normal.
Well, I suppose you have to have something wrong with you if you decide that adventuring is a good line of work.
I won't argue with you there. But a while back, after I ate that shiny rock, fuck you by the way. Something that I noticed during my paranoia was you gave off this weird energy. Almost like you were being watched by a higher power. It was fucking weird.
I hope I'm not being lost. I'd be rather uncomfortable.
Fuck, I don't know. I was paranoid beyond my wits' end, and I didn't know what to make of it. That's why I was so fucking weirded out by it. It's just like I kind of sensed this weird power coming from you, and I was not a fan. It was weird.
I don't know what to tell you.
Weird. Maybe I'm still listening. Shit.
I wouldn't say you're necessarily losing. I mean, after all, what's left to lose?
Fuck you bitch. I pick up a pebble and throw it at him. It avoids the copper pan that he's cooking with by like an inch.
Right.
And we just kind of look at each other like,
Oh, almost got rocked with the food.
whoa.
Savras is like, I still wouldn't eat it, rock and all, but I've clearly eaten a rock before.
Wouldn't be the
Also, you could mention your monk stuff.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. I mean, it's just.
Because remember, I know next to nothing about you.
Yeah.
I know your name and maybe a few things here and there.
I suppose I would tell you that I've practiced meditation for most of my life, trying to keep my emotions and other things in control.
That sounds painful.
Sounds painful.
That's just because he has no emotional control. Considering how many rocks
We are both we are a metronome right now. Ding, ding, ding.
That's fair.
Monk on one side, barbarian on the other.
So in my meditations, I have discovered the use of chi. I've unlocked chakra. I suppose in D&D it's called ki for some reason. So stupid.
it's purely a difference of fucking. Like, it's just a K that.
It's where you hear it from.
Yeah, the two words.
Chi is spelled with a Q-I.
Is it?
Yeah, that's how chi is spelled. In D&D it's spelled K-I for some reason.
I always thought she was CHI.
Nope, Q-I.
Three different words,
That's
same
why,
thing.
if you play Words of Friends or something like that, chi is about a word. It's Q-I.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on.
It's like one of the few words you can make with a Q.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would basically say in that meditation and that training, I've gained use of ki, which helps me in certain situations, and it helps me with attacking, or I can cast certain spells using it.
So you want me
You can
Essentially,
essentially.
my magic. Not very magic. I rarely even use spells. But you've seen me cast a spell before. You've seen me cast darkness.
Yeah.
So technically, for at least from a personal
Narrative.
narrative
Perspective.
standpoint, they don't cast spells. Like
Yeah.
you manifest phenomenon.
Okay.
Like essentially,
Yeah, from a narrative standpoint.
basically the way that, like in my imagination, the way that ki works, it's like when you practice the art of ki.
Yeah.
When you essentially. You guys.
Ignore them, focus.
When you use ki, you essentially are channeling it through your body to create different phenomena. In the earlier levels, you simply get extra attacks. You
Yeah.
can, attack harder, attack faster, or like move around quicker, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But at later levels, you start to integrate like a phenomenon into your ki. Like some do elemental stuff, some are able to like extend it outside of themselves, up like that kind of thing. In your case, your ki is infused with darkness. It's infused with shadows. Like not darkness as an evil. To be clear.
Just
essentially
absence of light.
yes, the shadow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like so, like you're able to manifest it in the sense of devoiding light from a region. Able to see, like able to view your eyes to see through the darkness. Like phenomenon like that.
Yeah,
So
makes
like
sense.
you're not. So the things that you're doing have the same reaction, like have the same kind of thing as spells, but they are not spells.
Yeah, from a
I guess I would describe it
standpoint,
now.
that's not how.
Like, yeah, essentially he would describe it as he infuses his ki with the shadow around him to create a phenomenon.
Yeah. Yeah, they simplify it to spells.
Okay, so Easy.
for game purposes.
Makes sense. So, Savraz hears all of this. It says, kind of responds with, that could be the kind of energy I saw coming from you when I was in my paranoid state. Because that would make sense. You got this like energy that you're able to use or do yourself with. That would make sense. Just a reminder, Savraz is not dumb. He has a 14 in intelligence.
Yeah.
So, here's above standard.
I have a 50.
Fuck you.
See?
And you worked in a like a fairly like in a magical spot of the factory.
Yeah.
Like full of potions and
Yeah.
you have general knowledge of magic and that magic phenomenons happen.
Yeah. But it's just that the key is a bit new to me.
Yeah. So you can loosely interpret like what you sensed with the phenomenon of key, specifically also shadow key, since you are not familiar with it. Whether or not that's actually the case, you're not entirely sure, but that's a good assumption. It's a rogue dead guy.
I'm currently just
I have a
going
couple more in the fridge. That's an ale.
It's an ale.
It's a 6.8 alcohol. I mean, you're welcome to try it. It's like more like a.
I know our dad likes some.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's
I haven't tried it.
It's not bad.
Sorry. Cold.
yes. Again, they're in the fridge, so.
It's a good trick.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, you guys are welcome to one if you want one.
I've got some at home. I've got some glass bottle papers that I'll have every now and then. It's like Alaskan amber.
Yeah.
They're really nice because they're sweet.
Yeah.
When it comes to beers, I typically like ambers and ales more.
Makes sense.
Darker stuff is more like this. Kind of have to be in the right mood for that.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I don't normally drink like beer or ale.
Have you tried meat?
I'm gonna.
Nope.
I have a bottle.
I think that would be more of your vodka, like that sweet.
What I really want to try is bourbon.
Ooh, bourbon is delicious. It's super smooth, typically. Well, it depends on the brand.
We're getting off track
Yes.
again.
Anyway,
B&B.
so are you guys continuing your conversation, or like you guys good? Or, do you have any questions for Savraz, or?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. It wouldn't necessarily be like I would be probably more focused on cooking than anything.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah. So he's the one who's talking to you, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
So while this conversation is going on between the two,
you just conversing throughout the night.
yeah, makes sense. So while this is happening,
I'm kind
you
of glad
guys
that
go right ahead.
I'm kind of glad that Rogue does start asking about magic because something Savraz said was, you know, I've got my powers. What's yours?
Yeah.
I'm glad that Rogue.
Well, I think I've noticed that there was something more strange, like that you're getting powers from something when you eat things like that. But it wouldn't be something that I would want to try out.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
And it's also very clear that your weapons shine with light when you get it.
Yeah, it looks over. So what the fuck is your problem?
So that's enough.
Oh yeah, Garrett, does your crossbow have any comments?
And it's listening to this whole conversation.
About halfway through, it just started fucking snoring. And not a genuine snore. It was a very sarcastic British snore.
Yeah.
Like it was, oh yeah, full on. It was intentionally fucking with us.
For those who couldn't see, my wife flipped me off. Anyway, so with that, so we'll say that your conversation is concluded for the time being. You guys talk obviously like, you know, while you're doing stuff, and
once this main part ended, we kind of just started talking about like the cooking, what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you hear me? No.
Generally,
It's not a threat. It's a promise.
Ooh.
I'm not going to go through the trouble of translating this entire thing, so just know the entire conversation's in Infernal.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just mean who, you and me? Or
Them?
the two of you? Okay.
You speak Infernal?
Yeah.
Hey,
Understand.
So,
Savraz doesn't know.
Stand around, see if anyone needs help. Stand there a second.
Bergen asks
Can I get some
Vital,
heals?
Monkey,
Can I
do you
get some
speak Infernal?
We're about to take a long rest.
Hey, it's whatever. Listen.
Anyway,
monkey, do you speak Infernal?
In Infernal, by the way.
Yes.
This entire conversation thus far is in Infernal.
Yeah.
I knew there was something about you. Hold on. Burning ham.
I like to think that it's like Infernal, like
yeah. Yeah, no, that's the best. We're blood brothers. I never knew you to be Babylonian, but it's true.
So you speak the tongue of devils. What is this Babylonian you speak of?
It's what we are, down to our roots. The people who we are at our core are heroes who seek not just the improbable, but the impossible. But the best future for us and our comrades. That is the Babylonian.
the most Vitals ever spoken.
I know,
in
right?
one sentence.
Oh yeah.
He's like breathing heavy. I hear all of this coming from Vital, and Samras just does a slow turn, like it's like the fuck. All Samras hears is fucking demon speak, and
it's funny,
he's very concerned.
because I know that he's using like Italian as Infernal, but yeah, Infernal is actually a very like wispy, like fiery, like type of like speaking.
Yes. I love you.
Goddamn Infernals.
They're actually incredibly close. The only difference
They
is
are
their
very close,
accent.
Italian is just Spanish italicized.
Not just that, but it's a lot more of an elegant, more flowy.
Yeah. It takes breaks on different syllables.
But yeah, but basically, but the actual like Infernal language is a very like more like guttural demon-esque speak.
That's why Samras is now looking at Vital, kind of concerned, because all Samras hears is demon speak coming from the monkey, and he's not sure he's okay with it.
Oh, it was because of the deer.
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
Says it.
Huh. And here I thought I was just a vampire born of a royal crime family with a bloody, pardon the pun, sweet tooth.
What is a vampire?
What is a vampire?
You don't know what a vampire is?
Is it
Is like a mosquito?
like fruit?
Samras now speaks to Rowan in Dwarvish, like, why does the monkey speak demon?
Just standing there not knowing anything, I don't say.
The
Very concerned.
him who also speaks demon.
I know, right? I don't know this. I know
Just
this.
standing there just like,
So
No clue.
So I'm hearing all this.
You feel like it's just a normal conversation.
yeah, right. Samras
I'm really even
is
bad
starting to get rather
Why does
concerned.
the monkey speak demon? Oh shit, they're speaking.
I am a vampire. I am a being who lives off the life essence of others, primarily in the form of blood. How did you not know this?
Never lived around them. Do you need to drink us?
I just have my hand in my hand in my head, just like, or my head in my hand. Like,
Samras is now resting his hand on the dagger.
sorry.
Because he is now very concerned.
down,
Panic.
man, down.
You have to keep in mind, this is
I'm not
this
doing
conversation.
anything.
This conversation is happening while you guys are talking. So you're talking.
We're
to
talking.
him.
I have my hand on.
Yeah, you're just like.
It's a down snake then.
I'm down. I'm just
Talking, looks
prepared.
over, talking.
Meanwhile, Cody's just over like whittling on something.
I'm just standing there just like,
They're
I don't
speaking
know
tongues.
what the fuck
I
they're
don't know.
talking about. I don't know anyone's saying.
Oh, and we stayed quiet throughout their whole.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
alright. It's alright.
Fuck off.
It's just so much funnier for you guys.
Yeah.
No, my family has evolved to gain our strength from animal blood. Hence, these. Bernian opens his backpack and shows off his bottles of goat and wolf blood towards Vital.
Incredible. May I have some?
Do you like wine?
Naturally. What is one?
Not sex, so no.
Oh, come on, we're brothers. Anything you can drink, I can drink too.
Thank you.
Oh, no, I can do better.
That's my little.
Please tell me
Bernian,
that.
not willing to argue a point, just goes, okay, you're so sure. Grabs a bottle of goat blood out of the backpack, uncorks it, and passes it to Vital.
Okay, so Vital.
Please tell me.
So I assume you actually drink it.
Calm safe.
So as you drink it, you just get like because essentially as this has been in a bottle for X amount of time, it's pretty solid. Like not like solid, but it's more like a syrup. Like it's like kind of congealed. And basically, like you pour it like
got clubs.
you pour it a bit. Like how heavily do you just go into this?
Heavy into it.
So you get literally you go
Shotgun that shit.
Yeah.
you like gulp as essentially your mouth is just coated with a viscous iron. And you can feel it in your throat as it almost feels stuck as it's sliding down. And I don't know. I like to think that you guys are pretty focused on your cooking.
I see.
So like, Arden sees this. Cody's off in his own world, luckily.
So there should the gagging noises.
Yeah, the gagging of the monkey man gets my attention.
Yeah.
And I don't. Does Severus know that? Severus knows that you drink blood, right?
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
So Severus looks over, sees the monkey man holding a bottle of blood, and is like,
Empty bottle of blood.
laughing
out of his mouth.
Like Severus is struggling to stay upright. He is dying.
I'm just like,
Bernigan literally just looking Vital dead in the eye, just giving a smirk.
he says, I told you so.
Do you continue to drink it? You finish off the bottle.
He's the pinnacle of all.
Now roll for bloodborne disease.
Actually, before Vital has the chance to finish off the bottle, Bernigan just like snags it from him and downs it.
And he just licks his lips like, delicious. I could go for some monkey now.
No, it's just like, yeah, no.
Whoa.
Wait, no, that's
He's got experience.
But no, he you see as he just easily drinks it, and it seems to actually genuinely enjoy it.
That's very strong sportsmanship. Yes.
You cough up a blood clot.
as Bernigan is
I can't stand
like re-corking the empty bottle and putting it in his backpack, just looks at the coffin, it's just like, yeah, no, I ain't touching it. I have standards.
You want it?
I have standards.
That was just inside of you. I'd rather have what else is inside of you.
Whoa!
Wow! His actual blood, people!
Did you just suck him?
He's gonna suck him dry.
He really is going to drink me. God.
He's just
I'm
like,
gonna drink my life essence.
he's holding his backpack and putting it back in, he's just like,
Okay. That was delightful. I'm gonna go now.
yeah, don't mind me.
What are you talking about?
I can see all
So I assume you walk over in order to vomit.
Yes.
Make a general con check to see how well you can actually vomit this out on purpose.
Oh no. So that's
So that plus your constitution modifier. 10. You essentially walk over and you're just dry heaving. As you're you feel so sick to your stomach, but for some reason you are having such a hard time getting this out of you. Because it's like almost like it's stuck in there. But you eventually you start sticking your fucking finger in your mouth, and you eventually actually and to those who see it, you just see him vomiting clots of blood. Along with some drink and some of the food he had before. Some banana and
That is the thing that gets Savraz lying on the ground laughing. Like he cannot stand up. He is his lungs hurt. He is laughing so hard.
Yeah.
Like he is just almost dying.
You got it.
Yeah.
Yay!
Very,
Great.
Oops.
Really good.
very beautiful interaction here.
That's delicious.
Hell yeah.
Is your grandma watching this TV?
I will say, I do see you doing this and head over to make sure.
I didn't realize it was still on.
yeah. So are you okay? Why?
It's like staring at the pile of blood.
When you can't even finish the narration.
I'm just like,
as
You're
Vital's just like
gonna go off it.
puking
It's
this
okay.
blood out, Brandon's just like, more for me. Just like leaves.
I thought you meant the vomit.
Hey, look, more for me.
Like, hey, you gonna finish that?
Just like lapping up the fucking vomit.
Oh my god.
But only getting the blood out of it, like.
That's so
No, it's just like more blood
Yeah,
in his backpack.
we know,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
know.
We know.
We were making a joke at your expense.
And it's
Anyway.
just like goes to sit next to the fire.
Okay, fair enough.
And sees that Savraz is
It's
just about getting some composure back. Still can't stand and is still dying of laughter, but is starting to kind of catch his breath, maybe.
dying and dying of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as Brandon sees this, he's just like, tried.
That's right.
Pinnacle of all face.
And it's just like, yeah.
Alright. Any other interactions to be had?
I was
Or-
gonna.
yeah.
I was gonna ask. Roden.
Rowan.
We're so close.
I was gonna say Logan, and then he said that, so I tried to.
It just
Repeat it.
fused into Roden.
Yeah, I'm just like.
Logan.
No!
Rogan.
Rogan. And just go over and talk to him before our shifts start. Like, Sturgis, so,
Oh.
I'm worried. Why did you guys head back into the dungeon? I was never informed about that.
You remember the room with the coffins and the fountain and the statues?
Yeah, I didn't do much with them, but I didn't see it as usual. So.
We told him about that, and he was very confused. Apparently, that's not something that's ever been there before. But when we went back in there, he was gone.
That is strange.
What's the
Do you know any reason why?
The what?
What's the doctor name?
The god?
The taxi.
The taxi?
I say Taxian, or I think what happened was a Taxian interfered in the dungeon while we were in there and made that room for us for some reason. But I couldn't tell you why.
Do I know anything about taxing?
Make a religious check. If it, is this just off the top of your head, or are you gonna look for information on it?
I was gonna look in my book because I imagine it's in the prime.
Yeah, so make it with advantage. But it's gonna take you a couple minutes.
Okay. Just like, sorry, 1 second. I think I've heard of this. I've heard of it.
Hitting that one.
No, actually, actually, I don't.
That's what
I
I
don't think I've
thought
heard of
it
it.
said.
That's not right.
I said slur generator.
Yeah.
So 21. Really?
21.
That's what I heard. I was just like, I have to get clarification. What?
So you got what?
21.
You got 21 on
And
information,
profession.
and you're looking for information on the taxing specifically.
Yeah, because
I heard the name. I was like, I believe that's in my book. I didn't really read too much about it.
Okay, so you skim through the book, and the general information of a taxian is this: he was originally one of the he was one of the original gods. He is the opposite of I think he was Syria.
Yeah, they're going with
He's essentially the exact opposite. He operates by no rules. He operates by no laws. And he basically does whatever he wants for the sake of his own king.
Basically,
And
neutral.
generally, he likes to destroy things. He believes that, like, at least from what you read, he believes that destruction is the epitome of creation.
Yeah.
As any creation with no destruction is meaningless. And so basically,
He's the one.
the book doesn't describe any of his goals in relation to the dungeon, simply that he created them sometime in the Age of Greed. Like, no one, at least according to the Book of Prime, there is no information on his motives behind it.
Okay.
But most generally assume that it was simply his way of bringing chaos into the realms.
Okay. So there's not much in my book about him, but it does say that he
There's
brought
much
us to that.
There's much more about him in there, but like not really much more that
Pertaining
attributes
to-
to dungeons or the information relating to them.
Not much
there's
that's
not-
relevant.
But basically
There's not
he's a
much
very
relevance to dungeons.
basically he's a free will. He does what he wants when he wants to do it. But most of them either involve chaos or destruction.
Okay. Yeah, as the name implies, he just kind of does what he wants. Chaotically, destructive nature. And there's not much relating to dungeons in here, but it just says that they believe he created them to bring about chaos. I assume because spawn the monsters and flood the simple things.
Yeah.
But I'm uncertain if there's any deeper meaning. I just wanted to bring that up because I didn't give any news or something.
Yeah.
Tending to vital.
And
talking about metal
fucking
balls.
stabbing victim.
Yeah, that was my guy. I really had someone hop on my shoulders. At least I was that heavy. I wasn't expecting.
I'm quite tall, so
I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. That was all him.
Yeah. He's just scared of my younger siblings. Adults.
not a large monkey man.
So maybe in the future I'll try and brace myself a little further than this first time.
While they're talking, Savraz has gone absolutely gun squirrel.
Yeah.
And he's now looking at his mithril chainmail. Just kind of running it through his fingers, just completely distracted. Because
It makes sense.
Because the
Interesting phenomenon.
the mithril chainmail is so much nicer than anything he's had.
Yeah.
Super
So he's
lightweight.
just amazed by it.
It's also so as you fiddle with it, you definitely like. He's your dwarf. You worked around many magical materials, and you know that mithril in general is a very rare, like fairly rare metal. It has high magic conductivity, and
Super
it's light
flexible
and
and light.
flexible, but more durable than steel. And like,
Very useful.
but it's also interesting because you can almost feel the subtle energy of chaos bound into the item. It doesn't have any actual effect. It's purely because that's
It
how it was
is made.
created.
Yeah.
That is really good.
Yeah. It's not bad.
Again, I think there's better flavors for Mountain Dew, but it's definitely not like the original.
Yeah.
I think the original is white least favorite. To be honest, the original flavor is just not so good.
Anyway.
Yeah, as they're talking, Savraz is just kind of distracted.
Well, yeah, you were rolling on the ground, and then once you're like finally done with your little like laughing fit, like you essentially like you calm down and begin like just fiddling with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else? All right.
That's it.
You go through your long rest. You take your shifts as you do, and there appears to be no problem.
Would I no longer be exhausted? Because I have level 1.
Isn't that? Yes, you.
It's after a long rest, yeah. Hell yeah. But first try the biggest one.
Can you give me a Dutch pepper?
Past that, it's
Oh,
just your
that's
scout.
right.
Yeah, I just feel like we never.
You are correct. What happened?
Okay. Everyone gets 800.
800.
We're gonna take a little pause. Time back in. Alright, so again, you guys get 800 XP. Is anyone level up? I don't think so.
No, not even close.
Just checking.
So what do I have?
I am
6,000
just
some odd
I have
away.
1,700.
I am just over 5,500 away.
No.
I'd have 100.
You should just have just 750.
Okay.
We literally get 800.
Yeah, so that's what I was confused about for like the time of what he was talking about.
Yeah.
We got it this year.
Oh wait, I don't think you leveled up.
Yeah.
You did?
Yes.
Yeah, you should be currently level 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then yours will probably be more similar to like 826. There's probably 50 less than that.
Cool. Yeah. All right. So everyone, you all gather your things. You clean up. You do what you do for breakfast. Probably some leftover venison if there is any. Sapper has.
The cracky burritos.
Yeah. And then
a bottle of lead.
and then you begin your journey back to the town. It's a very very smooth journey. You go at a normal pace, and you make it to the halfway point as night begins to fall again. Well, it's travel time is always so weird in my head. It's like these you guys is like.
Well, you said it would take a full
Yes.
day's journey.
So it typically take like a full like 24-hour kind of thing. So you take your travel time. You get to the halfway point as night begins to approach again. Sabras, can you make your survival check, please?
Yes.
I think you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I believe in him.
Oh no.
He's got this. Just get
7.
completely lost.
You go walking around the woods, but you don't find any tracks. You don't find any droppings. You're pretty stumped. You spend about an hour looking. Make another check. That counts as a tech 1.
12.
Not much.
Well, you find some light tracks, but they seem pretty old. You're not quite sure if they lead anywhere. You follow them, and like you find some remains of some stuff, but no actual animals. Last check.
Seems like it's taking a little longer than last time.
14.
14. You barely managed to find something. Like you find the tracks, and you find some some smaller ones that go off into the distance, and you decide to follow those for a while, and you actually managed to find a wild boar. Unfortunately, you did not meet the sage. You lose 1 point of charisma.
Oh, sadness. You have a 0 modifier.
Wait, oh sorry, what was your charisma score?
12.
Oh, okay, just checking. Like your sheet says, you cannot go below 10.
So it was another one.
So you manage you come back to the campsite, very disheveled. Like your stomach's grumbling. You feel as though it is literally eating yourself. Part of yourself it did, and you are just famished. You're starving. Luckily, you did have some extra meat, like just in general from every other thing that he's gathered that he hasn't eaten all
Yeah,
of.
it's like 10 deer or something.
Yeah, and so like you had a fairly decent meal. It was delicious, but you just cannot shake that hunger. And is there any other conversations?
I would like to talk to Burn again.
All right, go right ahead, my guy.
So I.
Stomach grumbling, despite eating a fairly large portion of food.
Severus wanders over to Burn again. Why are those the monkey making noises the other evening?
Why were both of them making deep noises? They're both speaking infernal.
Burnigan making demon noises doesn't bother me.
Yeah, that makes
It's the
sense.
monkey making demon noises that bothers me.
Yeah.
And Burnigan notices that Severus is resting his hand on a dagger and side-eyeing the oblivious monkey.
I like how this has been happening for like the past 12 hours. Like you've been mulling this over and waited till the next night to talk to him about it.
Yeah. Well, you went through the.
I know. I know. But still, I just.
Bernigan is just like, oh, that we were just speaking of Vernal.
You see Severus'
Fido's like,
shoulder kind of his shoulders kind of tense up a little bit. You're not answering the question, which is scaring me. I don't like whatever the fuck Fido's doing.
Bernigan just goes,
So you just said
Look at me. Look at me. I look like demon, yeah?
Yes, I'm okay with you. I understand you. When the monkey starts fucking speaking Satan bullshit, I get scared.
And apparently it's something it calls Halloween.
What the fuck?
I asked him too. He just gave me like a philosophical
answers that would be akin to Satan.
Vital and philosophical.
I would say if there's the 9 L's, then that's the thing.
Bernie, and you do remember that Vital isn't the only one in your party who speaks Infernal besides you. You remember that Rowan also speaks Infernal.
If you want more info, you can talk to Rowan. I personally have no idea how a monkey can speak the tongue of devils.
Why would I want to speak to Rowan? Does Rowan speak devil too?
Yes, he speaks the tongue of devils as well.
No one considers to talk to Vital about how he knows it.
I know, right?
He's just standing
As
there.
far as I'm aware, Cypress, Mr. Sneakworth.
Mr. Sneakworth. Sir.
So
He is. How should I describe this? He gives me the impression he is not of this realm.
which one?
What are we talking about?
I hope. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The monkey gives me the impression he is
Like,
not
how'd
of
you
this
know?
Yeah, right.
realm. Can I say for certain that's what's happening?
How's Satan
No,
not for a later
actually
session?
not. I just have this feeling, you know? How he can speak the tongue of devils.
At this point, you can tell Savraz is very, very concerned.
I like to think that Bernigan's straight up just speaking out of his ass. Like, and he's just trying to feed the flames of bickering between Savraz and Vital. Or does he genuinely,
He
like...
doesn't.
Yeah,
Like,
He's known.
like he was so confused when he spoke back.
Yeah, he legitimately asked, "Do you know Infernal?" And Vital responded,
Yeah.
"Yes, I know Babylonian."
Wait, what?
What?
So, Savraz thanks Bernigan for the information and wanders over to Vital. By the time Savraz gets over to Vital, he is holding his warhammer, hammer side up, walks up to Vital and says, "Why the fuck do you speak demon? Answer quickly."
Without speaking demon.
That would be hilarious. Start speaking
It
English.
would not go well.
in
It would not
tongues.
go well. It would not go
Just
well.
like Bernigan's right behind Savras and it's just like, preferably not in demon.
Because it's even visible to Vital that Savraz is very, very uncomfortable right now.
There's like every opportunity to fuck around and find out what.
Do as you will.
Is Vital.
Do as you will.
Is Vital partial to the rule?
Act as Vital.
FAFO policy.
Dude, his whole motto is "fuck it, we ball."
So what? Guess what he would do?
Vital looks down at Sabraz, tiny little snake dwarvish man as he is.
Just so you know, Savraz is standing at 6 foot tall right now.
Is he uncoiled?
Okay.
Oh yeah, uncoiled, wielding his warhammer. You know, hammer
Alright.
set on the ground, hammer side up. He's standing up at
That's
6
what I
foot
was
tall.
staring off.
He wants an answer right fucking now.
Alright. Vital is at least aware that he is 100% serious.
You're like, okay. No more jokes.
This isn't like dicking around time, like... He's gonna about fucking bash my monkey skull in. Good fire.
Now, before we resort to fisticuffs.
This isn't gonna be fisticuffs, this is gonna be hammer to skull.
Oh,
Speak quickly.
you're getting...
Now, before I get hammered.
Whoa. Now, for a split second, you see
see a smile crack.
you see a corner of Savraz's face go, "Eh," and then straight back to fucking serious.
Like, I appreciate the pun. Anyway, back to business.
Yeah.
Let's settle down for a moment. Okay? I will tell you everything.
Start talking. And Savraz does not move. He is still holding his warhammer. He's still standing at 6 foot tall. He's waiting for a convincing answer.
Bernigan Vital's back behind Savras and looks Violet in the eyes, just goes,
I'm
Vital
saying that at the
sits
ready
down
to intervene.
and says, I will answer you
Attacking us or some shit.
as soon as you sit down too.
You're really gonna try and bargain.
Yes.
You're scaring the shit out of me. The last thing I'm gonna do is lower my guard. This is what I'll do. He lowers to 5 foot. That's all you're getting. Start talking.
He rolls his eyes. He knows he's going to play with death right here.
Oh yeah, you are staring at fucking just doom incarnate. If I roll good.
Vital plucks out what looks to be his hair and tosses it aside. It is his weapon. He tosses his weapon aside. I am a Babylonian. Should I not explain everything to you?
As soon as Vital says that little snide comment, Savraz picks up his hammer and strikes him in the chest with the bottom.
Wait.
Not the hammer side, just the bottom. Not trying to damage, just trying to discomfort.
Do you let him hit you or like?
Yes.
Okay, so he very clearly had he threw his weapon away, which is now in the grass. So have fun finding that. And I imagine his arms are out here, and he very clearly sees you going for it, and he just stands there letting it happen. And obviously no damage is done.
Yeah.
So.
This was just trying to, get the point across. Don't fuck around. I will hurt you.
I haven't told you a single lie at this point.
At this point, but you're being extremely vague, and this is starting to scare Savraz. All he knows is Monkey Man spoke demon. Why does Monkey Man speak demon? Vampire speak demon. Makes sense. Monkey Man speak demon. No, makes sense. What the fuck?
Can the linguist please explain that demon is a language that can be learned?
It's the language of my people.
I could.
No, I like to think that Rowan is cooking food and watching this happen. He's like, oh fuck yeah, dinner theater.
At this point, Savraz is not dumb, but he is very uncomfortable.
Well,
He's
he's so on edge because he's hungry.
True. Partly yes.
Vital grabs a Snickers and
Have a Snickers. Fernigan looks over the other side of the Savraz looking right at Rowan, and it's just like,
Please do explain.
oh, you're serious? Okay. It's the language of my people. What else should I really tell you? It's the language of the people.
That's it. Your people just magically speak in fucking demon tongue.
Is demon?
Demon language. Fucking
Excuse me?
Did I stutter?
No, let's not fight now. That's why I put my weapon aside.
In ash.
Where did your weapon go, by the way?
Now that is a great question.
That is a question for a later date.
Right now, I have full confidence that I will get my... Whoa. Let's not say that. I have full confidence that my skull will get caved in if I don't tell you the truth. I am telling you the truth right now. It is a way, and that is the language my people speak.
Savraz, make an insight check.
Okay.
can I roll
I also-
an investigation check to find the monkey's weapon?
13!
Sure, go ahead. So, as far as you can tell, he was being completely truthful with you. Whether or not it's actually the truth, he fully believes that this is the language of his people. He doesn't understand why you're being so against him.
So,
Because he's just that's just the language he knows. Just like how dwarves typically know Dwarvish, how elves typically speak Elvish, and you've never really heard of his race. You don't really know what race he actually is. He's just a monkey person. So for all you know, he could just his species could just speak in verbal.
so while I'm cooking, I ask.
You keep picking up blades of grass, thinking it's it.
While I'm cooking, I just ask Vital, what is a Babylonian? I've never heard of this race or these people.
The society.
Yeah, the society. I've never heard of this society before. What is a Babylonian?
Savraz kind of shifts a little bit, so there's more of a straight visible line between you two. So.
And as I'm saying that, I'm just like kind of like pushing your hammer down as well.
Oh, thanks.
You're just
It doesn't
touching.
I'm attempting to push your hammer down.
You're
like,
attempting,
calm the
and
fuck down.
nothing happens.
Like the thing is still pinning him down. He's just pushing him further into him.
Oh no!
No, he's just giving you a
He's
jab
kind of
with
like
it.
jabbing.
I struck you in the chest.
Yeah.
He's not like.
I just kind of knocked the
down.
wind out of you and then brought it back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's not like
I'm not pinning you down. I'm not ready to kill you yet. I'm trying to understand.
Okay.
Distraction.
Yeah. A wild corgi runs wild.
Is that my people?
Brian gets like a small break from looking for the fucking speck of red monkey hair.
It's literally it's a needle in a fucking grass. Like
Still looking down at the ground, seeing if he can spot it. He's just like, wait, Arden, Cody, do you have anything to contribute?
You're asking for what specifically?
For help.
Help.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Or looking for something?
in terms of like, if you know what a Babylonian is, no, you like Cody and Martin have no idea what the fuck Babylonian is. Like, never heard of it, never heard of the concept. Like,
You describe.
No one's
What is
ever
a Babylonian?
told me about it, so.
It is what I am. And what I am is what I am. A hero. Someone who strives for the impossible and the improbable.
What is the place you're from called?
Babylon.
Okay, where is that?
Somewhere.
I strike him in the chest again.
Yeah.
okay.
Insight?
At this
Okay,
point,
everyone,
the
whoever
vagueness-
wants to make an insight check.
At this point, the vagueness is really starting to
Okay,
break.
no, so Sabras, make
You're not
another insight
helping
check.
your situation
I see that.
in your vagueness.
I'm gonna
Okay.
bonus action to help someone.
Oh yeah. Well, again, as far as you can tell, he seems very convinced in his own. Like,
Insight check,
Yeah, I was gonna bonus
so as
action
far as
to
you can tell, he seems to be like just telling the truth as much as he can. So, Michael, he is 100% telling the truth. You think that you're not sure. Like, he's not playing any games. He's not even dicking around. He's not even being vague. He's being very specific to his own knowledge.
Yeah, I got some.
The fact is, Babylon doesn't exist here. It is not real. But he thinks it is. But he doesn't know where it is.
Yeah, so like our knowledge, he's not lying.
Yeah.
So he's just an idiot.
Yeah. Pretty. Well, no, he's not an idiot. He believes what he thinks.
Yeah.
Well, but it's not true.
He believes what he thinks, it's just he doesn't know the specifics.
No.
My entire quest up to this point is to find my homeland.
And technically, you would know that you live, like, you would know the name of the colony you actually grew up in, like, as a child, but you definitely believe that you are from Babylon.
Yeah.
In origin. But, like, he is from, what's the fuck's name? Has, like, 2 names. Like, so it's like, I always forget.
He's from the animal.
No, he's not. No, he's from the
Fairy
Elven. He's from, Anith Pira. No, yeah. Arnon is from Azal, which is the beast, like, yeah, the beast troll on the east. And you two are from Jolan.
Yeah.
So Bernigan just gives up looking for the weapon now and just looks at Vital and it's just like, looking at a compass, in what direction did you arrive on this island from?
What's a compass?
At that comment, Savras just kind of goes, yeah.
This isn't worth my starving energy.
Anyone got a map of the world?
Savras,
At this point, I hand everybody their food as well, so that they can eat and be less grumpy.
So essentially, you would have general knowledge of the world since you're from a more noble family. You don't have it like memorized, but generally speaking, if it was in terms of like flat in front of you, Olypios is in the middle with Anith Apara in like the let's see, it would be flip for me. So it would be northeast.
Berngen's mainly asking for vital, so that way you can just work. So now you're not from here.
Okay.
Which island here, aside from this one, the one we're currently on, are you from?
Where did you grow up?
So you would know that you were raised in the jungles of the Enchanted Forest, amongst the wood elves. You did not live with them, but you were in their forest.
If you want the truth of where I've been all this time,
Point at this map here.
I would not know anywhere on this map.
There's this wooded island here. As far as I know, that's where wood elves are from.
Oh yeah, that's where I'm from.
Well, so Anith Apara is 3 different countries on a singular continent, and it's 3 dynamically different areas. It's harsh mountain environments with spires of high elves that live above the Underdark with dark elves and drow, or Durgar and stuff. Then there is the Enchanted Forest, which is primarily wood elves, gnomes, most land-bearing fey creatures. And then there's a snowy mountain region that's snowy mountain valley region, which is where the frost elves live. He essentially lives in the Enchanted Forest area.
Bergen just saw a bunch of trees, association with monkey, probable cause, pointed at it, it's just now that I think about it.
That makes sense.
Forest, monkey, that would make sense. As far as I know, the wood elves live there. It's kind of a weird connection. So, there's this area, there's this forest, just out loud recollection, and then that just happens.
So, who taught you Infernal then?
Who taught me Infernal? I know it.
You've just known it since you were born?
Naturally.
You just
I'm just
are able to speak. No one taught you nothing.
Is infernal, or what you would call Babylonian. We call it infernal. Is that just your native tongue?
I mean, not quite. I remember speaking like this since I started being here. I don't know why I was cast out of Babylon, but this is what I speak. I know it because my people speak it.
Savraz turns to Bernigan and asks, does Babylon exist, or is he just full of shit? Full of shit.
Excuse me?
Shut the fuck up, I'm not talking to you. I will bolt bash your skull in. Shut up, wait your turn. Anyway, does Babylon...
Vital, tells it to restore his weapon.
It instantly becomes a normal length quarterstaff in the press.
I will be.
Anyway, so Bernigan, to your knowledge, at least on the maps that you've seen, the maps that you have, the worldly knowledge you possess, you personally have never heard of something called Babylon. But but you also know that you've never explored the world personally. There could be a place like that. Clearly, Vital 125% believes that he is from there. Whether or not it truly exists, though, you have no idea.
Savraz, to the best of my knowledge, and everything that I have learned, Babylon is foreign to me. It is foreign to the maps I've studied. To me and the maps I have studied, it does not exist.
I feel like it would be hilarious if I was well, duh, it's another dimension.
At that point, he would just get attacked. He's an inhuman. He is literally a rift demon.
But it's just well, yeah, it's not of this realm. Bringing just fucking called it.
I knew it. I was right.
So where is Babylon? Is it in the sky? Is it in the sea?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I've searched high, low, and I haven't found a single speck of it since I've begun my journey.
What do you remember of Babylon?
What did it look like?
Fields of green, lots of fruit, bearing many, many clean waters.
Incredibly vague. Continue.
Sounds like any old place.
Sounds like any old place. No. It was a utopia. People were thriving. What I saw in that cage, people who were harmed and abused and treated like lesser than dirt. That's something that is so far beyond what I've come to expect. You never see something like that from Babylon. If this is your daily, the day-to-day, the norm, that is not what you'd find in there. You wouldn't find anything like that in Babylon.
And what are the people like in Babylon?
They're definitely not like those people in bandits we've encountered. That's
I assume that.
They were joyous, brave, and strong, like me.
I'm just like,
that's just like the Twitch, like, you say, like me, and I feel like Savraz is just like, you mean there's a whole land of you? There's no murder!
No, it's just like Savraz goes, there's more?
But basically, to put it simply, Savraz, you feel the conviction in his words. He is telling you the truth to the best of his ability. And whether or not his Infernal isn't necessarily in itself evil or demonic. Like, knowing the language doesn't make you evil.
I understand.
I know. And
So is Savraz. It's just the fact that all of a sudden, the monkey, who you would not expect to speak demon, is suddenly speaking demon.
And that's fair enough.
Things have gone very weird.
And that's fair. But basically, Savraz, like,
is a simple one.
I would say that from his words, you can feel his conviction and the truth in them. And at the very least, no longer would want to kill him. Like, whether or not he is from a quote-unquote evil place or anything, which doesn't seem to be the case from his words, like, he seems like a fairly decent fellow.
So Savraz,
At the very least, isn't a demon or evil.
Savraz looks directly at Violet, straight from your face.
I'm watching.
You don't seem bad. But, I swear to God, if you're some magic demon bullshit thing, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
He starts sprouting wings. How dare you find out my true identity? No, I'm kidding.
Can I ask why?
What is your problem?
Like, what's wrong with demons?
Is wrong.
I feel like that'd be more like Burning question.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like, Burning is like, whoa, what's wrong with demons? Like,
It's just like,
you have an issue with the otherly like realms.
Otherly realms.
Sam,
This is separate. Are you realms?
you are fine. You are already.
I feel like
I mean this in a good way. Abnormal.
You are expectedly demonic.
You are expected. You are anticipated demonic.
stereotypes.
like if you
We
start
look at you and it's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
like if you start
Like,
saying
so lucky.
celestial, I'd have an issue.
Celestial here. Not
Speak celestial.
like so. You I expect kind of weird things from, but when if the monkey man sprouts demon wings, there's going to be issues because that's not expected. If Rowan sprouted demon wings, that's not expected. There's issues.
Burnigan, just after Savras finished talking, in Celestial asks, what the fuck does that mean?
What the fuck was that?
Okay, so basically, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
What does that mean in celestial?
And here's the funny thing.
Savraz is now gone in a circle and is very confused, very
And
concerned.
here's the funniest part about the change too. Is Celestial is the complete opposite in terms of like speaking than fucking Infernal. Like Infernal is very guttural and like rough, and it's like a German or a Russian type of language. Typically, I would think
it's more of like a French.
Celestial is more like singing.
French is not.
It's more like his words have
It's
like
softer than fucking German.
yeah,
It would definitely be Latin.
It would literally be
Latin
it would be
is
like
Latin,
Latin, yeah.
Okay.
Basically it's like as if his words have like song to them. Like despite being normal statements.
So,
Like
at this point, Savraz is beyond confused because monkey speaks demon, vampire speaks celestial,
Demon sleep.
the human speaks
both.
both.
Cody over in the corner starts speaking Draconic.
Does he really?
Yeah.
I speak Draconic.
Yeah, he knows Draconic, yeah.
So what does he say in Draconic? I
Uh,
want to know.
Fucking weirdo.
he's like, I speak other language too, in Draconic.
And then, so at this point, Savraz has looked at 4 different people speaking 4 different languages.
In Draconic. Good job, buddy.
And then that interaction happens, and everyone can visibly tell that Savraz.
Who gets broken
Hold on,
Savage?
Savers, can you make a con check for me, please?
All I know
Yeah, dude, make an actual con check.
Y'all do not know this language.
It's just like boo,
At
boo.
Arno just
point,
speaks in metaphor. Everyone looks at him.
at this point, you can all visibly see that Savraz's muscles want to physically tear themselves apart from each other. That's how tense he is.
Like you
So,
see the
like,
muscles like flexing and then just steam coming out.
Yeah, yes, seriously. And then you can see that the handle of his warhammer is starting to bend. Like, he is so unbelievably tense that...
Elvish and Goblin.
I just imagine.
Point still stands. Like, Savras is so unbelievably tense that it seems like his body wants to tear itself.
Yeah. He's like, I'm surrounded by enemies.
I just imagine Savage going.
Oh, shit!
Oh yeah, no, you pass out.
Okay, so...
Straight up, here's like,
You got a nat one.
I got a nat one. No,
You just
no,
fucking
so
just
the way I envision it is Savras now has both hands on his head.
Yeah.
He's looking around. Everybody's speaking languages he doesn't understand. He is getting very confused, very concerned. His warhammer starts bending, and then just good night. He's just fucking
When he wakes up, we have to all speak a different language.
like he is just gone.
I only know 3.
Like Savras is
I know
gone.
a total of 4, but I'm such a good
Savras speaks 2. Common and Dwarvish.
Yeah,
that's it.
that's it.
That is why he's so concerned.
I mean, Cody
Not-
only knows Common and Draconic.
Not.
He only knows Draconic for purposes of rune crafting. He has like the language of runes.
Not included
To-
common.
Yeah.
Dragon only
Dragons,
knows
it's
Infernal and
dragons.
Celestial.
You see, the Infernal wouldn't bother.
Well, yeah, no.
That's-
Essentially, it's like
this guy.
he's like he's all about stereotype languages.
So
Like,
this vampire, with the appearance of a demon, can speak both demonic and angelic.
to be fair, you are also a religious-based blood fucking hunter.
Yeah.
Like, you use holy energy. So,
But yeah, because Savraz only speaks 2 languages, and he associates various languages with various races. So the fact that everybody's speaking languages that they, in theory, shouldn't speak, at least in Savraz,
wow, he's so racist.
just stressed him out so much.
His
that he
mind's so
passed out.
simplistic that he just can't comprehend that kind of stuff.
Like, literally, Brannigan
Yeah,
could have
he's
simply just, like, justified his speaking celestial
I also,
by just pointing out the hidden blade.
I also just, I love it when dice coincide perfectly with situations.
It couldn't have gone better.
Like again, like the whole like you two and like that was great, but that fucking failed natural one
That was
concept
awesome.
after like very clearly he is straining himself physically and mentally.
Yeah, like I said, his muscles were wanting to tear themselves apart. That's how concerned he was. He was not having a good afternoon.
Lyle was just like watched
Lily.
and passed out and was like,
Lily, shut up.
Lily! Oh,
Sorry, just me.
It's all good.
do something
Yeah,
about
she's-
this. Also, hi!
I mean, I might be able to help, but
I feel like Cody is just like, can you just let him sleep?
Hey, Rowan, what's your name?
I know.
For you?
You
No, I was speaking for
sausages.
I mean, I was mainly speaking for everyone else, but hey, I won't say no to a good blood sauce.
Second question for everyone.
For everybody else, we're having best instinct.
Who here can sing?
Great.
Yeah, I can.
I knew my mother would sing to me, so I know some
Or like
of
the doctor's house.
a lot of religious
Reagan's just like, I mean, I'd like to say I have a good singing voice. Personally, I don't think it's very out there on par with other things.
Oh, come on.
Anyway, you all have like a very nice sing along around the campfire while Sabraz is kind of just snoring in the fucking.
And he's like,
I'm going back to
And he's just like,
They're all like dancing around the fire, like.
There's two things
Singing in Japan.
that I wish.
oh, remember,
Or-
Sapraz is literally face down in the dirt.
Yeah.
He just fucking.
Two things.
Yeah, so I think
It's
so
not
he's
just
just
face,
out
it's
and everyone else is like just dancing and singing around the campfire.
I feel
Like, yay, party bonding!
I feel like
All speaking of
Vile would just be like, take a random person who's still conscious and just like, you. We take turns singing, but you're starting.
Okay.
You're starting.
Now, there's two things that I must ask of you. Please humble me. May we, the three of us,
You mean humor me?
yes, not humble, literal.
No, he would never humble.
No, never.
You can never humble the pinnacle.
The three of us.
Or. Cody's door.
Oh. Let's sing in different languages before and during when he wakes up.
Oh, sorry. Hi. That's fine.
Let's all sing in a different language as soon as he wakes up.
Want me
Second.
to do my native tongue or?
Yes.
Okay.
The second thing I ask, when we arrive at our next destination, let's make some money.
How?
I mean,
Singing and dancing, of course.
maybe like
And what language now?
come across.
All of them.
Because we're just going back to the prince.
Yeah. Let's say, you guys have a whole journey ahead of you.
We're going
This
I mean,
roleplay
whatever-
session has gone
I
nowhere.
mean, whatever
Yeah, right.
we end up as the first town we stop by, with money there, maybe.
Yes, correct. Why not? It'll be fun, and we'll get to bond a lot more. Plus, I don't want that thing to try and stab me in my sleep for speaking in a different tongue.
I feel like Rowan needs to really have a very casual sit down with Sabraz. Like, okay, so here's the thing. People can learn languages.
Speak other languages.
Like, I can teach you more languages.
Yeah, right.
If you wish.
Would
Like,
you like to speak to Demon Speak?
I think Sapraz would just get up and be like towards Idol. Just dagger out, just.
I feel like before this whole thing bringing us just like, okay, back on topic with you. Where on this map is Babylon?
like Sabraz passes
I
out.
don't know where Babylon is. I'm looking for it.
Got it. So you are clarifying with me and confirming you are not of this plane, this realm, as you will.
Vital has no idea. He simply is saying that on this world map, quote unquote,
There's no
Babylon
Babylon.
is not there.
I don't see a ribbon. There's nothing there that indicates that Babylon is on the map.
I mean, I know I grew up here, but I don't know where Babylon
Like you don't.
exactly
Yeah, he
is.
doesn't see it. He's supposed to.
He doesn't see Babylon.
Exactly! I have no clue! That's exactly what it is!
He's like, clearly there is no Babylon.
This is bad. I don't know what to tell you.
To be fair, he's probably never seen him.
Exactly!
Like, he can't wait.
He's like, man, what is this picture with all these images?
Just like, what is such things?
I think it's just so
Wait, is this actually a monster right here?
Yeah.
And there's like a little image of a sea serpent in the water.
Going in the water.
Hey, that's a nice little squiggly there. What does that mean?
Confirming Vital can't read. No, you can read.
Never mind.
That's
Just
what
do you
closes
mean?
the map up.
Help me, help you!
Help me. Anyway, can we please move on to actual story?
By all means.
So you all rest.
And travel.
Sabraz, please don't be crazy.
Maybe a little
Just like I feel like Rowan. I'm just gonna simplify. Rowan has a very like conversation with Sabraz,
I'll be there to calm him down.
and like you at very least don't have any more bloodlust towards Vital. It's just simple brotherly fuck you.
Okay.
Like normal.
Okay.
But I still wanted us to think in a different language when we woke up. You have no idea
You
what
can.
this is.
I mean,
Alright, that's it.
No.
When
Bernigan woke up, he just started singing "Leave Her, Johnny, Leave Her," and
Oh my god. Yeah, Bible just sings Wellerman and Sylvan.
Yeah, I'm singing my own like the guitar song, but all yours. Is this?
Bernigan just
that was a fucking
strange voice,
super
but it's
cool
just like
noise.
Yeah.
That was
before.
Really?
It's one of our.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't like it?
No, it's just like Bernigan not knowing he made that noise ever. It's just like, where did that noise come from? Oh. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah.
That tracks.
So what I'm hearing is, before Vital can act weird,
Yeah.
Rowan talks to Savraz and goes, "Hey, calm down, don't kill people. People can learn languages.
Let it be.
Don't kill."
I know.
Damn it!
No. Okay.
So I know you want to be a little chaos gremlin.
I want them to fight me! Fight me!
I must die in glorious battle. Oh wait, that's that different religion. Sorry.
Before everyone, before Bernigan
Other than
finishes,
common, I know 6 languages. You can learn other languages.
Before you even get that last part out,
read.
all Savraz hears is you speak 6 languages, and then
That's not including common.
his eyes just fucking double. Like he is
Just like his
days. He's like, it's languages. And it is a completely different tone shift than earlier. Now it is pure amazement.
you
I
say
barely know the two.
So Rowan knows
only
Dwarvish,
knows
right?
one other language.
Just you say Dwarvish for the last language, and you say Dwarvish in Dwarvish. Just to psych him out.
Well, yeah, no, so I speak Celestial, Common, obviously, Draconic, Dwarvish, Elvish, Goblin, and Infernal.
I had a lot of books.
I grew up in a merchant family. I speak to a lot of people.
you have to be versatile.
You see the gears turning in Savraz's brain, and then it finally clicks. He's like,
So hey,
you know what? Yeah, I probably should have thought about that.
I like to.
Your job is literally talking to people.
I like to think that while he's thinking, he's like, "Hey, you need some grease for those wheels, and get some like a fucking beer or something." Like, you need some fucking oil for those cogs.
But yeah, it clicks for Savraz. He's like, yeah,
That makes
your
sense.
job is literally talking to people. I probably should have thought of that.
Bernigan walks over, but like, before he walks over, he just like whistles in the direction to get Savraz's attention.
Savraz looks at you, and before you can say anything, it's like, you're bougie. I know you can speak many languages.
No, it's just like he just like extends the hidden blade and points out the symbol on the blade for why he can speak Celestial.
Savraz looks at the blade and is like, yeah, okay, yeah, that checks. I've never looked at that blade. I've never had a chance to.
I never had a close up. I didn't even realize there was a holy symbol.
for less than a week. So.
That is
There's a holy symbol. Goddess of who? God of who?
That is literally the first time Savraz has actually looked
I
at the
mainly
blade.
just use it as like the
So yes,
reference
the
to
monkey
why
can speak and he speaks Celestial.
Well, hit Sabra. No.
It's just fucking decks him.
I like to think that Savraz gets out after the conversation. He sees Violet. He's like, "My bad," and just like that's his apology. Like, sorry for like almost shattering your skull over like knowing a second language.
Over absolutely nothing.
I mean, of course, naturally, I am the pinnacle of all things. You want to do shit to me.
Just like,
Fuck.
I am
And then
no
I just
longer
take him and I
sorry.
go, let's go over here, buddy.
But I want to hurt the monkey.
Leave the
I like to.
monkey.
I won't kill him. I promise.
Look, I have to have a brotherly wrestle that goes way too far at least once a day. Like,
That's so.
So, Savraz slithers out of your grip.
Chris.
And then just
Dex Vital.
Christ.
Okay, hold on.
Straight in the nose.
Before we get into this, you guys, I'm just gonna simplify it. You have your tiff. You guys duke it out shortly, and basically everyone else is like, okay, like everyone else is just packing it up like this is just normal. Because essentially you don't have a hand, like you're not using your hammer, you're not using a staff. Arden's kind of just watching them in case anyone gets actually hurt.
Arden's the referee.
Yeah,
Arden gets throat chopped.
Arden gets throat chopped again.
But anyway, basically though, you guys just get it out of your system until you're done, and then you just move on.
Yeah.
Anyway, you continue your journey to town,
Back down to the
and you make it there about midday. You have probably like 3 or 4 hours before sunset. And the next day, you are supposed to speak with the prince in order to begin your journey to the capital.
Excellent.
Is there anything any of you wish to do in town during these hours?
Yes. I go to the guild hall and I basically submit the fact that we finished the quest.
Alright. So you talk to her, and upon giving her the thing that the dude gave you that I just didn't say, basically she's like, all right, and hands you a small sack with 5 gold coins that you may split amongst yourselves.
So the foreman essentially gave us a receipt.
Yes, a proof of success.
Yeah, a receipt.
And then you each, for completing the quest itself, gain 109 XP.
Nice. While before sunset, Sarah goes to kind of the
109 and 9.
Sarah goes to kind of the more either the blacksmith or the kind of the more armor-oriented merchants, whoever's more willing to buy armor, and sells his own breastplate.
Alright. Let's see here.
Give me a second, and I'll tell you what the
Role players, essentially.
yeah.
I just have to pull up
I would like to help him.
Hey, I'm a 6th there.
Huzzah! Okay, let's see. It's heavy armor.
No,
Medium armor.
it's medium armor. It's on the higher tier.
Breastplate. That is.
Higher tier.
Yeah, 400. Normal.
They normally
cost
buy
400
like
gold.
200.
So let's see.
Probably buy like
Okay. Yep. So speed. Okay. So you enter into into a local blacksmith in town. He seems to be a fairly normal human. Yep. Of course.
XP.
Like before we had a.
How much?
109.
109?
Yep.
Yeah.
109.
Yeah. Also, before we had an, I'm gonna ask both, like, if he requires assistance in selling it, and if he does, I would like to both help him and also cast guidance before actually helping him.
Alright, noted. He can do that. He can make that choice.
Sabra has essentially responded.
Just like genuine questions.
I shouldn't need help. If I do, things have gone very poorly, and you'll hear it.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second. Okay. You got your blessings and crap?
Yeah, I essentially just wandered off till I didn't know.
Okay, cool.
I told him if I need help, things have gone very poorly.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
So you enter the blacksmith, and you see a fairly normal human. He's covered in soot. He's wearing a very worn apron, along with some very thick gloves, and he appears to be hammering away at a sword. And he's like, he looks over, and he's like, Clarice!
She went to do the
And a human girl trots out. She's also wearing a thick leather apron, but she's definitely more like, she seems like an apprentice. She has very little like calluses or like she's not covered in any soot at the moment. Anyway, she walks up to you and says, how may I help you today?
looking to sell this breastplate.
So you put the breastplate on the thing. She looks at it. She's like, okay. It's a little worn here and here. Ooh, that's a deep one. I could purchase this from you for 300 gold.
That'll do.
All right.
I'll take it.
She puts it away and hands you a sack of food.
And
Oh,
Is there
not 3,000.
I'm sure you can find it. So that's concluded. In terms of your question before, you are blessed by the goddess Syria. Essentially, when your clan became vampires, she blessed your bloodline in order and essentially simply exchanged negatives and positives of the race.
It would most likely be this. Because you asked about the symbol.
Yes. Which I have that information for the symbol, but I'm not going to.
yeah.
Try to speed run. We only have like 30 minutes. So.
I just run again and finds it in see if there was very worn out and torn jacket.
Easy enough. You find a tailor. You bring it in, and they're like, "Oh well, this is quite damaged. We don't have quite as expensive thread here, but I'm sure we can at very least repair it if you don't mind using normal thread."
Iron thread should work just fine. Is there a way to get like a reinforcement pattern or anything?
I'm sure that we can work that in if you wish, but it may just defend against tears, and I'm not entirely sure how effective it would be as armor. You'd have to go to armor for that. Yeah.
My Bernigan's normal clothes functions.
Yeah, it's light armor.
Wait, what kind of armor?
Just leather?
It's light or medium leather. I did not specify.
I would imagine it would probably be leather.
Yeah, I
Currently has studded leather.
Okay, studded leather. So it's just studded leather in the shape of like a jacket?
Yeah.
Oh, then you would
You just have a
have to go to
studded leather,
armor for that. You wouldn't go to a tailor. Essentially, you would find a tailor. To your knowledge, you'd go to a tailor because that's just what you went to. But they were also an armorer specifically.
And your tailor is just
The one,
did both.
yeah, the one here is specifically a normal tailor and doesn't really work with leather.
Oh,
So they're like, oh man, well I can stitch it together, but I can't really do anything about it. Yes.
I was gonna mention.
oh, as well, I do have mending drawings to repair that myself.
So it's pretty.
Mending would work on.
It does work quite close.
I don't necessarily trust magic when it comes to matters such as tailoring.
Oh, I mean,
He likes the
I can
human
give you an
touch.
example.
Having
I rip my own thing a little bit and go. Like completely goes back to normal.
You watch as the fabric literally fuses together.
Then back to normal completely. According to this one.
It's quite close, but if you don't
Never
want my
accept help from
it's
anyone.
okay. Don't require my assistance, it's fine.
I do appreciate that you're trying to give me help. It feels more personal if I have someone repair it without you.
Supporting local
That's
businesses.
fine.
They're supporting local.
Plus, he just kind of like lifts his coin bag that's sort of attached to his belt, and it's just heavy.
Yeah, I just had it like,
It just goes
you are not the father, like, pop off in my brain just now.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I have rules for that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Whoa.
Anyways, no, that's
concern yourself
fine.
with
Would it be okay if I magically assist them in repairing it? Not prepare directly for it?
That would be totally fine.
Alright, just make sure they do a good job.
Yeah,
Assist them.
the matter of the repair.
Be like
I would prefer it.
manual. That's
Yes.
fine. I understand.
so basically, the tailor specifically cannot like properly repair or add any additions to this armor. But he does point you in the direction of an actual leather worker. And you take it there, and they said, this is a simple fix. And they take it in the back and very easily stitch it together with some heavier duty thread, and it doesn't look perfect, like it doesn't look like new, but it's definitely finished. It has no holes and access no more. In terms of cost, he only asked for like 5. It was a very simple repair.
I'll give him 10 gold.
Keep the change.
Savras wanders over to the chambers.
I'll use
Okay.
a 5 of the copper I picked up from you.
Very nice.
It was you can? Yeah.
So the chamber would also sell clothing, correct?
Yeah.
All different types.
So Savras goes into materials.
Terrible.
Quick question. Is mithril more of a kind of silvery color, or does it have like kind of more of a
Pretty
green?
sure it's
It is more of a blue, like a sapphire.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
more like sapphire.
Or a white light blue.
Like,
It's closer to his shirt.
Yeah, it's a lighter blue. It's like cyan.
So almost like a sea foam leaning towards blue.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
It's like very shiny. It's very like it's definitely blue and cute.
But I was like,
Anyway,
Michael said doing something.
I'm pointing up.
visually.
yeah,
So where is
yeah,
it?
right now?
So,
I'm at the chamber.
that is what a mithril indicates.
Okay.
Yeah, again, that kind of
So-
So,
more
a light
cyan.
bluish green.
So
It's a nice color.
it's in the same building.
That wasn't Roland touching Savras. That was
Savras goes
I
into
gotta
the
roll for
chambers
this.
Yeah.
and he's looking to get a cloak to match his new mithril armor.
Okay, like the same color scheme or like
Similar color, or
barbarian with a cloak.
he's looking for the main.
I think that's
I have a
because of
quick
his
question.
physiology.
He's looking for the main body of the cloak to be the same color, but the lining, like the outer border, to be more of a silver or a white color.
okay.
Doesn't have to be metal, just color-wise.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah,
trying to get a
it's
cloak
actual-
just so you can look messy while it billows?
Yes.
There is a cloak for that.
No fucking way.
That technically helps with Cody.
Yeah, he can cover up
What is
the
it
course
called?
of his body.
Oh, it's the cloak of Billy.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It's literally all.
The cloak of Diddle?
It's a common magic
Billy.
item.
Oh,
It's pretty. It's
Where it
just
literally
dramatic.
just constantly looks like the wind is blowing.
Yeah, it's a dramatic item. Like
I need it right now.
It's the best for red robes, as that is super dark, mysterious.
Well, I want a red version so I look cool.
And the magic.
So you describe what you're looking for, and they say, that'd be fairly simple. Hood or no hood?
Huh?
Hood or no hood?
Hood, please.
Of course. They go in the back, and they bring out something that's like generally what you're talking about. The colors aren't exactly what you imagine, but they're fairly close enough.
Yeah, it's a cool
and
Close enough that it looks good.
yeah, and they're like, this is made with some of our finer material, so it costs you about 5 silver.
It's cool looking.
That's awesome.
Literally just Billy.
Literally just knows.
It's funny as hell.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I was
So-
reading magic items, I'm just like,
How much did they say it was?
5 silver.
it's
Five silver?
It's
It's
too,
too,
it's clothing. That's actually expensive for like.
It's like 50
running
bucks.
expense.
He used to give you advantage.
Normally they pay like a few dollars
Some
for
bullshit.
it.
I think
In
it
like
was
most
a
D&D
team
games. So this is like a custom job, that's
Well,
why.
I don't know, I feel like it would yeah, or what? I don't know, I feel like it would give you like, or at the very least give like range attacks disadvantage.
What?
As it pillows, it's like,
Yeah. Kind of obscures you.
yeah.
Because I'm wondering, it's kind of an
Extra
odd
dramatic.
request,
Yeah.
and they brought out something rather quickly and only are asking 5 silver.
Actually, it's not a very odd request. Like that color is a very like nice color, like that shade of like that type of shade of blue and silver. Very
You all
cool.
fancy.
And in terms of cloaks are super simple. It's literally a fucking it's a sheet
Basically,
with like
with
a
a
thing that makes a hood. Like
Yeah, I say literally
It
you just
seems-
attach
it
a
seems
small group of cloth
Like it's
to a
a
big
big
piece.
to Savras.
yeah, to just for them to go. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. I have that exact thing.
Yeah,
Like,
like an insignia in it.
So,
you can have like
it definitely doesn't have anything like any embroiderment
Yeah.
or like anything
Yeah, you
like
can have
super
them stitched on
nice
that
or
down here.
fancy.
Yeah.
But it's definitely it's a general speaking of the colors you were looking for was silver and a more bluish hue for the normal fabric. And
I assume this is now up at like a front counter or something like this.
Yeah, and essentially, like, it didn't take, it wasn't like instantaneous. They went back there for like 10, 15 minutes looking for it.
So
Yeah, then a few
Savraz
different things.
reaches into his coin pouch,
Yeah.
pulls out 7 silver, puts it on the counter.
Thank you very much, sir. I hope you enjoy our fine product and hope to see you again.
And I thank them for the cloak and I wander out. I mean, I don't need to find a cloak.
The cloak and happens to one of them.
Oh, God. What a power move. Just like, here's 7 silver. Fuck your clothes. My heart. That was my masterpiece.
Evil.
Why are they all mad?
Because they don't.
That's not-
are next. Clothing is a specific item.
And Taylor
Just
time.
make one if you want.
Everyone gets new outfits.
I'm gonna have to.
I want
No, we're gonna
Yeah.
have
Fashion show
signature style. He can't change.
So basically, if you
Time for a fashion show.
Can I get something in red and gold?
You also get a cloak and specifically red and gold.
I don't want it.
Brannigan is sticking with that
And give it a
nice,
name,
sleek, black,
the
gold,
colors,
and silver accents. Always.
and then just give it
Red,
black, and gold. Pretty simple.
I mean, Brannigan's got a red tie.
Anyway, anything
He's also
else?
got a green vest.
Not
Are you actually going to Taylor, or is anyone else doing anything?
No, he's just like dancing.
We're not meeting the Prince of Bel.
I mean, you're welcome to attempt, like, ask for an audience if you wish, but you're for sure meeting him tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a guarantee.
I guess I would.
Like, he will call for you tomorrow if you are all within the vicinity of the venue.
Yeah, I guess I would go and meet with him and just be like, just have a conversation, sit down, have drinks with him maybe, and just talk for a while, preparing for the next day's journey.
Alright, 1 second. Yeah.
So are they like all within a town, right?
Essentially, you guys got to town, and I imagine you're like, oh, we all have our own errands, like, you know, Savage, I need to go to the blacksmith, you know, he wanted to go to Taylor, he also wanted to, or Savage. Oh yeah, you went to the blacksmith and the tailor, so
I went to the
you all
blacksmith,
have places to go.
Yeah, I asked
So
him if he needed help.
unless
He
you
didn't,
two
so I followed
like
him.
wanted to go somewhere, I
And then
generally
he
assume
didn't
you just went to
want
the
my there.
adventure
And so I'm gonna head over to
I
the adventure.
wanted to have Vital go to like the town square or middle of town. And
Get you.
Like,
pretty
do a
much.
performance.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you doing for your performance?
Singing, dancing, and firing.
But what are you
Okay.
singing?
So generally speaking, this like the town like center here is like it has some people. It's not like bustling. This is a fairly smaller town. And there's pretty much only older people here. Like it's either only older people or like young adults here. Like there's like no middle age and like there's no children.
Yeah, they're all
So
working.
make a performance check.
Sure.
So you roll a d20 and add your performance skill, which would be charisma.
20.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it should be.
I've never seen
down
this
on-
line before.
Yeah,
I've never
performance.
seen, I've never seen a
Yeah,
2-0 next to each
Wait,
other.
Yeah, +4.
No, because it has the
five,
D&D
six.
symbol.
Oh!
So plus 4 is it proficient?
Yeah, he's like, I've never rolled that.
Okay, so yeah, plus 6, so 26.
26.
With the natural
So
20.
with a natural 20, you're easily, especially with your being able to speak Sylvan, which just like Celestial is a very songy, like beautiful language
Yes, it's
in itself. Like it's
more
very
of
like,
a-
especially singing with it, it really elevates your performance, and you definitely begin to like gather a small crowd as you are doing this. Is there anything you want them to throw coins in, or are you just doing a performance to a performance?
Doing a performance just to do a performance.
Ah,
Just to entertain
well,
the
you
folks.
get a couple people who like start.
Yes, more!
I'll get to you in a second, Bernigan. You have no intention of gaining money from this, but you do find that there are a couple people who are throwing like what they can, like they're throwing a couple copper coins. You notice like 1 or 2 people throwing some silver. By the end of your whole performance, which I'm not sure how long you went, but like generally by the end of your performance, you make about 4 silver and 15 copper coins. Cool.
Also, ignore my hand being up. I had a question, then you literally answered what I was going to ask without asking it, so I was just like, oh, never mind.
Okay, cool. Anything else? Anyone else? Oh, sorry, that's right. So you knock on the door. Is there anything you specifically say to, like...
I guess I say, hey, it's Rowan. We're back from our trip. Just wanted to see if you wanted to sit down, have a couple drinks, chat, get prepared for tomorrow's trip.
You hear like some slight rustling behind a desk. It seemed like you hear papers moving, and you also hear the ruffling of like a bed as you hear a dwarven child say, "Drinks."
Drinks, you say?
Drinks, you say?
Come in, come in. Sierra is like, yes, come in.
Whatever.
You enter.
Between a dwarf and a drink.
Yeah, and you do bring a couple of drinks. But you do also see a large keg in the room with many empty plates and also many full plates of food. As this dwarven child has been nothing but devouring food and drinking drinks for like the past week.
I mean, he
Makes sense. He literally was malnourished
And you see him, and he is definitely looking way better than he was. Like his cheeks are full, his face is bright and cheery.
Got that
his hair is clean and trimmed, like, and he is looking like a
Pretty well kept, yeah.
like he is looking like a princely boy. And Sierra is of course had stood up briefly, and sat down and stood up, and you realize that she is doing weighted squats while doing paperwork. As she does.
Jesus fuck!
Well, yeah, no, she's essentially, you see she is holding her weighted book, doing squats with what looks to be like a pen with weights on both ends. Like, yeah, Jesus. And he's like, yes, come in. Oh, you brought your own drinks. Perfect. As he fills his own very large, comically sized mug, especially in his smaller framed hand.
Right.
And he just fills it to the brim with a